Boom. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, and this is Saturday Night Takeover. Man, Saturday Night Tech Talk. Saturday night, whatever you want to call it. But I can tell you, I got some real good guests on here tonight. Man, I got some good guests. Let me tell y'all something. I like doing this stuff. One of the things that I like doing is these live streams on the weekend because I get some very good guests. Shout out to everybody that works in the background to make this possible. And I got two guests, important guests on here today that y'all guys gonna like. Mike in the building. What's up with you? Let everybody know who you are.
My name is Mike. I do a YouTube channel also called Go Cellphone Repair. And, you know, to kind of summarize it, what I try to do is help people solve their problems.
Right. And I can tell you that you're doing a good job here. And let me see if I can pull you up real quick. Yes, let you shine a little bit. All right, so check this out, guys. Go Cellphone Repair. We're going to talk about some repairability, too. I got a lot of stuff to talk about that, especially when we got this iPhone 10 and Apple kind of shafting us on this repair stuff. But we're going to talk about that, absolutely. But I see on YouTube channel that you do have a lot of content on here about repairability, and congratulations on 44,000 subscribers. That's what's up.
Thank you.
So guys, go check him out. Go Cellphone Repair right here on YouTube. He does this thing right here. That's what I'm talking about. Woo-hoo! Man, that's awesome. One day,
right?
I'll be like one day. And next on the list, look, I'm gonna tell you, we got a couple, right? We only got the husband right here, but I tell you, we got a couple that's on YouTube, right? And they call the Tech Couple, and they are awesome. Collaboration together when they do videos. Woo! Awesome.
I appreciate.
Awesome. Awesome. So let everybody know how y'all kind of got started a little bit.
Oh, you want the short story? Let's see, 2017. About a decade ago, it's been a long time coming. There was a casting call for MTV's True Life I'm Addicted to Video Games, and I told my wife, then girlfriend at the time, you need to apply for this. And she was like, what? They'd never accept me. I was like, let's look at this honestly. You're a pretty black girl who's really good at video games. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer. So they called her back in like 2 days.
Cool.
Producer flew down, and that episode aired January 25th, 2010 on MTV. Ever since then, people have been like, yo, you and your girl need a YouTube channel. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm chill on that. And then it never stopped. People never stopped asking. I said, you know what? YouTube's kind of like a free platform, a free medium.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. So here we are. We're both heavily into tech. So we pretty much do like tech reviews, cover stuff, try to find like the middle ground between high level and, you know, the stuff that common folks don't really get. So we try to explain it in a way that you could bring everyone interested in technology.
Right. And I can tell you, you got a nice YouTube channel, 773 subscribers. And I watch a video y'all guys did. And I believe it was the Galaxy, the iPhone 8 Plus, I believe. I think it was that. And y'all was kind of going back and forth. And I liked the video editing. I liked the style. I liked everything y'all guys did. So shout out to y'all guys for making it happen. I mean, making it happen. That's what I'm talking about. Right here on Easy Computer Solutions. This is how we do it. All right. So while we get into it here, let me go and give a shout out to all the people that just joined the stream. All right. We got Don in the building. We got Timothy in the building. Yes. We got the boss in the building. Technically T in the building. All these YouTubers. See, all these YouTubers popping up in the building. Yes. Technically T in the building. He's also another YouTuber that I definitely watch a lot. So check it out. I see everybody in the stream. So let's go ahead and talk about some tech. Mike, I want to dive right into it, Mike. iPhone 10, I got one sitting right here. I've been reviewing it for a few days. And one of the biggest things that when Apple came out with this repairability type thing, I mean, they say that if you break your back glass and your front glass, if you do not have Apple Care, which costs $199, you're gonna pay upper tiers of almost $900 to get your iPhone fixed. What is the hell is going on with that?
Well, here's something I want to add to that. If you do have Apple Care, you still do not want to break the back panel on that phone because they do not cover that. That is not considered screen damage. That Apple Care that you buy is going to get you a discount on replacing your screen. I think you end up paying $29 or something for it. But the back panel is not covered by that. So you break that back glass, you're looking at, with Apple Care, $549 for the repair. And if you've seen the teardown on that thing, you'll understand why. It's not where you take a couple screws out and you move one thing over to another housing. All of that facial recognition system is built partially into the back panel. So that has to all be moved over, or they have to use their special machine to pair up the new phone with your old logic board that's in yours. And long story short, what they're probably going to do is, if you go to the store and you make a claim because you broke the back panel, they're more than likely going to say, give us your phone. We're going to give you a replacement, which, within the first few weeks will probably be a new iPhone 10. But after they get some refurbished units in there, that's what they're going to be swapping you out for. Now, as far as what is the deal with that, I think we all really know, in the back of our minds, what's going on when someone says, well, if you break it, it's going to cost you a lot more. Now, even if you bought some sort of protection plan, Apple Care, whatever it is, the bottom line is, and this is what I tell my viewers all the time, is Apple is good at one thing. And if you don't own Apple stock, you should, because what Apple knows how to do is to extract the most money out of their, and I'm not knocking them, they make great stuff. Their gadgets everybody loves them. They're popular, they work, they're reliable. But Apple knows how to make money. And the only thing I can see when I look at the iPhone 10 is big dollar signs for Apple, because people drop their phones. We've seen the drop test. It's supposed to be one of the most breakable iPhones released so far. So, get ready to start getting in line, making those appointments, and finding an Apple store near you, or get a good case. That's my recommendation. Protect your phone, because that is an investment. We're looking at $1,000 phone now.
Yeah. So one question I do have, and I did see the teardown video. That's one thing that I asked. Did Apple do this on purpose? Because this is crazy. Putting all the components. I mean, because you literally have to remove everything out of the device just to replace the back panel, the logic board. I mean, all the components is in the back. But that's the tough thing about it. Historically, we know that people break the screens on their phones all the time. So the iPhone 10 does have that modularity. You break the screen, you take out a few screws, you transfer the hardware, and you're good. We can do that repair, not a problem. But I have to question too, was it all about aesthetics and design, or was there something in that game plan that said, let's make this phone so you can't make it, you cannot easily replace that back panel? Because I can think of looking at all these other teardowns and all these phones that we worked on. They could have put this thing together like a Galaxy S, where you have the back panel adhered on there and not have the camera bump welded to the frame through that piece of glass. But this is the direction they chose to go. And I think that we talking about Apple with maybe 66% markup on this device, by the way. So if anybody didn't think that Apple's making a pure profit on this device, from what I've heard, it's around 65 or 66% markup on this device, and it's
they're making money. Now, if you think about this for a minute, remember about 10 years ago when you went and bought your phone, you remember the free phone and the $99 phone and the 99-cent phone and all that stuff? Well, at that point in time, what was happening was wireless carriers were making such fat profits on their access. When you had to pay by the minute, you got a 30-minute plan, a 60-minute plan, whatever. They were more than happy to subsidize that phone and pay for it for you, as long as you signed up to that contract and obligated yourself for the long term. Well, now that they're not doing that, they're not putting that extra money out there to help you buy a phone. They're making you pay for it. Now people are really starting to see what the real cost of these devices are. They always seem like, oh, I'm not going to spend $100 to fix my screen. I got the phone for free. Well, come on. Now. You didn't really get a free phone. There is no such thing. But now the consumer is the one in the driver's seat going, okay, now it's all on me. I'm responsible for 100% of it. And, you know, Apple or any other company, you know, obviously these are all companies that are driven by profit. So how do we make the most money without the whole thing blowing up in our face? You know, that's kind of been the challenge is, you know, how far can they push the bar before people say no? And from the results that we've seen initially on the iPhone 10, people are still okay with swallowing that pill, you know, $1,000 phone, and they can't make enough of them.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to bring in this lovely couple that we got right here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, wifey and husband. When you talk about the iPhone 10, what are your thoughts about the iPhone 10? Since we're talking about the iPhone and this $1,000 phone, and I'm scared. Look, the first thing I did when I got this phone is make sure I got a case on it. I love clear cases, but boy, I didn't even want to take it out the box. I mean, God, I was scared to death because I saw the tear down videos and I knew how much it costs and Apple Care and Apple want to give you the shaft. What are your thoughts about this iPhone 10? I got some strong reservations about it, but I'm trying to get y'all thoughts about it.
Well, for us, realistically, when you look at the price point, the 256 gig is a jump. I won't even lie and say it's not a jump. But we've been encroaching upon quadruple digits for a while now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not 800, 850, 900, 975.
Yeah.
So I think people when they saw 1,000, they went crazy when the Note 8 was like 960.
Yeah.
969.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what? Here's the thing, though. You think about this. I talked about this on my YouTube channel. Back in 2016, what happened in 2016 started this. The Google Pixel, where you had stock Android at a high $700-800 price point. All of a sudden, things was like, wait a minute. If a stock Android device could be $800, why don't we just raise our price? Because, you know, we give you everything underneath the sun. We give you the S Pen, right? You're getting all this, plus you're getting all this, and you're getting all this, and all this, and all this. Yeah, it's time for us to start raising our price, right? I mean, I think it's time. And so what happened was, in 2017, we saw that. We saw prices increase. Galaxy S8 went up to $850 plus tax, $900. The Galaxy Note 8. We also saw HTC phones that was astronomically high. We even saw the OnePlus went up. The OnePlus went up, right? Never settle. We got the cheapest phone on the planet. They say, you know what? We want some money too.
If they'll pay it, they'll sell it for it. That's all it boils down to. You say what you want, but you'll buy the phone. So I have no reservation about trying to charge less. Because even when you look at like the manufacturing cost of these devices, you really don't need to make that much money on the phone. Yeah.
But you know what? The thing about it is Apple sit back here and said, you know what they said? 3 days, 12 million, 12 million, 3 days, 12 million. That's how many phones we sold. 12 million. That means 12 million is about what, 12 billion, right? In 1 week? God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people, look, don't get me wrong. I'm a business guy, too. I'm in business to make money. That's the bottom line. We are in business to make money. If I can't make money, then I would go work a 9 to 5, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. But as a business entrepreneur, own your own business, you're in business to make money. Right. Now, I don't blame Apple. If you could charge $1,000, now wait, let's make sure we understand this. The iPhone always did cost $1,000. If you get a 256 gig or 128 gig iPhone 7 plus, right? So you over $1,000. So iPhone's always been over $1,000. So this not nothing new. I think a lot of people they just started marketing. Yeah, it's $1,000 phone, and I said to myself, well, Apple always had high premium phones.
Exactly.
Now the haters come out because they say it's junk. But the Apple people say, guess what? We don't have fragmentation.
Nope.
But the haters come out, you know, say, well, we got the Galaxy Note. We got an S Pen. We got an S Pen. And Apple say, you know, hey, we got iOS 11. I mean, you know, you hear this. Trust me, on my YouTube channel, you got fights all day. Apple against Android, against Apple, against Android, and they fight. And my comments, my notifications on my YouTube channel goes through the roof, and I'm quite sure y'all's too. But at the end of the day, if somebody loves the iPhone, they're going to buy the iPhone. And people can say what they want and whatever, this, that, and that, but they're going to buy the iPhone. I want to give a shout out to all the people that just joined the stream. Hello to everybody. Tech Valley in the building, AKA Catwoman is in the building. Will is in the building. Gary, I got mods in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Sean is in the building. How you doing, Sir Sean? Dexter is in the building. What's up with you? Yes. Now let me give you guys some shots out here. Let me see. Let's see. Companies can change whatever with a phone. We are the fools that buy them. You know what? I said this. I'm in Louisiana, right? And in Louisiana, I didn't see nobody with an iPhone 10. I didn't camp out, by the way, because I didn't camp out, but I probably could have got an iPhone. I think they might have had one or two in the stores. But in Louisiana, it's different, man. You know, people don't go crazy over technology. We're not a tech state down here. I tell them I'm a YouTuber, and they're like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber?" And I get an audience sometimes when I be doing this YouTube stuff. But shouts out to Tech for Your Needs in the building. And yes, let's see. The market ultimately determines the price. That's why the central phone is $450. Listen, the central phone is $450, not because of the market. It's because of the central phone. That's you got some stuff going on. Don't get me wrong. We've heard the updates. We heard everything about the central phone, but no. But it looks good. I think the central phone is going to be a great piece of tech. Because you get ceramic, 128 gigs of storage and stuff, questionable cameras, everybody dogging the cameras. But they say overall it's a pretty decent device. So let's see. Call it. Let's see. Tech Hub. What's up? Jason is in the building. All right, guys. Enough of me. Let me get back into you guys, right? All right. So what are your phones or your best device of 2017? I always like to ask that question because it's so controversial. A lot of people say, well, it's the Pixel. It's the Pixel. Uh-oh. iPhones. There it is. Man, look at that. See, she got a pretty case on her iPhone. I couldn't find that.
That's that Apple case.
That's that expensive $80 case. That's that $80 case. All right. Mike, what you got? I know you got plenty of phones. iPhone.
So still using the right now. I'm using the 7.
8. Okay, that's a 7. You know what? A lot of people say, "Won't you put iOS 11?" And actually, I got an update today. iOS 11.1.1 just came out today for my phone, and they say, "Once you put iOS 11 on it, you're good." The cameras are good, you know. So I mean, I think for the most part, I think it's pretty good. So we got all iPhone fans in the building. I tell you what, I on ladies' night, I got a young lady named Emily. She's also an iPhone purist. She loves iPhone. Oh my God, this iPhone. And so she gives me all the stuff about the iPhone. All the stuff that I don't know about the iPhone, I usually learn from Emily. And even crazy thing about it is I got all the iPhones, by the way, but I don't never use them. I unbox them and I just put them back in a box. And I got Macs, I got iPhones, I got all this stuff, and I don't use them. Now I am using the iPhone 10 to do a few videos for, but I'm usually a Note guy. I'm a Galaxy Note fan, so I'm always the Note guy, and I'm reviewing a few phones right now. I got a whole bunch of stuff that was sent out to me to review. So I'm in tech heaven right now, believe it or not. So if you know it, listen about technology, I am in tech heaven. Yes. All right. So let's see. Amazon could be the third player. Third player what? Let's see, Microsoft tried to be a third OS. You know what, Mike? I have a question. What you think about Microsoft?
You know what's funny? Before we came on here, I just finished watching your "Is Windows Dead" video from 2016 because I was going through the channel, and people think I'm crazy. I've been working on phones since 1994. That's when I started. Oh, wow. And as far as being a user, most people are amazed because they look at my phones most of the time and go, "Why are you using that? You know, you can get this brand new this and that." And I just say, listen, I look at phones all day long. And all I really care about is sending text messages, once in a while making a phone call, and I got enough distractions going on. But I'll tell you what, when the Windows Phone came out, you remember the 1020 with the 40 megapixel camera on it?
Yes.
And they had the auto text where you could hear your text played to you while you're driving. You could respond. You never touched your hand. You never said, hey, Google, hello, Siri, nothing like that. It just says, you have an incoming text. Would you like me to read it? I said, that is brilliant, because nobody needs to really be driving and texting at the same time. The camera was the best thing ever. It's a tragedy that they failed so bad in the app market. You know, if it wasn't for that, now it's a nail in the coffin. You know, everyone has to struggle to get into this game. If you're not Android, you're gonna have a hard time. But by not having apps, that finished it. You know, and it's sad, because even my girlfriend to this day is saying, please get me another Windows Phone that will work. And I have to tell her, if you update it, it won't work anymore. That's been like one after the other. Every time you update, oh, not supported anymore, 8.1, you're finished. You're done. Like, my camera doesn't work anymore because I updated the phone. So as far as Windows, I got to say, you know, I know that you can do this through a jailbreak, but if I could put live tiles on my iPhone, I would be so happy. I love that feature. Why doesn't anybody do that? But with Apple, it's all about, here's your OS. This is the way it is. Don't tamper with it. We like it this way. I still can't get used to the icons, but it's sad to me. It's really sad to me that Windows went away. And you know, beyond that, I love having as many players in this game as possible, because when it comes down to you pick choice A or choice B, that's not really much of a choice, you know, and it doesn't really put the pressure on people to compete and give others what they need and price competitively. If you and I had the only store in town and we said, let's fix our prices at this rate and that's it, no one can do anything about that. It's a duopoly, and that's kind of like what we face right now with Samsung and Apple. They're the only players in the game that are worth mentioning at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? When you talk about Microsoft, I got my Note 8 right here, right? And I put a computer launcher on it because I love Microsoft so much. I got a computer launcher. And you know what? This launcher is so good. Look at that, Windows 10. I have a computer launcher on this thing, and look at that. This the scrolling up and down right there. This I have my device looking just like Windows 10 without the live tiles, but I got it working just like Windows 10. And I mean, I got you know, I would love. And this is one of my favorite launchers, and I got it on my Note 8. One of my favorite launches is the computer launcher. I made a video about it. That's like my first video I ever did of a theme or a launcher on my YouTube channel. So that thing is great. But I mean, at the end of the day, y'all love iPhones. But so let me ask you a question. In 2018, it's rumored that Apple is going to do this. Apple's going to have a pen. We heard this. Did y'all hear any information about this?
No.
I have not heard that.
I've heard that Apple is going to bring a pen because they got the pencil
True.
on these iPads, right? I've heard that in 2018, Apple's going to do it. No, not a chance.
I'd be skeptical
on that. And I don't see it. Apple devices are so streamlined and clean and simple that I don't imagine anything even remotely close to that at any point with an iPhone. It almost feels like it would be a step backwards than a step towards kind of the feel that they're moving, the direction that they're moving in now. I don't see that.
So if you was to ever go to Android, what device would you go? I mean, I know you review the Galaxy phones and you know
that was a hard 14 days. That was the hardest 14 days of my entire life.
No, to be honest with you, it's funny that you brought up the Windows Phone because there was a year, I don't remember which iPhone upgrade it was, but I was seriously considering, I'm like, babe, I'm getting a Windows Phone this year. I was like, I'm not getting another iPhone. I'm getting a Windows phone. I think Corey mentioned earlier, we're really big gamers. And as Xbox gamers, it seemed like a natural, you know, pairing to have a phone that I could run games on Surface, and get achievements.
Xbox, Windows Phone on.
I did. I was like, I was this close to converting. I was this close to converting. And I, like everyone else, was really disappointed to see that the Windows App Store Marketplace, whatever they called it, didn't get the support, the developer support, because it's like, man, I loved it. Like you said, the live tiles, everything about that experience I thought was great. It was smooth. We went into the Windows store and I was like, I'm sorry, the Microsoft store. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, you know what happened with Microsoft.
He almost disowned me.
I tried to drag her out.
You know what happened with Microsoft?
I dragged her out.
When Steve Ballmer left, all right, the new CEO of the company is not a mobile guy. I mean, it wasn't in his plans. A lot of people argue me down. I mean, I've had a lot of people listen. I had switched to Microsoft. I was all in. I was making fuku videos. People was getting upset with me. Man, stop making videos of Microsoft. And I was all in. I mean, I gave up everything for Microsoft. I went and bought everything, all the Lumia devices. I was making video after video after video. Things started happening. I started getting emailed that this app is being discontinued. I get an email, this app is being discontinued. I get an email saying my banking app was being discontinued. PayPal was being discontinued. So what the going on around here? Wait a minute. Then I was like, okay, can I get some, then people like, when they were Pokemon Go came out, that was the apocalypse. People on the Microsoft side was pissed. They did a petition. You know, it was an online petition to get Pokemon on the Windows App Store, and the developers already giving them the middle finger, like, we never bringing it out. You never. You can sign as many petitions as you want. And it didn't happen. People argued me down. Eric, you don't know what you're talking about. We gonna get a service phone. I'm like, you know what? We've been in a service phone for 3 freaking years. Where is it? It don't make that. It's not that hard to come out with a phone, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So no Surface Phone, no Pokemon Go. All the developers say, you know what? We gone, right? And we got a tweet from some high-ranking people saying that, you know what? Mobile is not our top priority. Okay. We heard that straight from Microsoft, and then they laid off half the mobile division, right? And like, I think we done. I think we done. Now, people argue me down about the Surface Phone. Let me tell you something about the Surface Phone. Even if Microsoft came out with a Surface Phone with a pen, it don't matter. There ain't no apps. Nope. Okay, you got a Surface Phone. I got a Surface Phone. Okay, so what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? You can't
everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
I mean, I don't know. So that was my argument about Windows. Oh, Windows. Oh.
Sad. Rest in peace.
What's up with BlackBerry?
Well, BlackBerry hanging in there. TCL, right? They just came out with the BlackBerry Motion, right? I mean,
BlackBerry really fell themselves into the same crap Microsoft did with Xbox One. They said, you know, we make business phones. We're not in the consumers. The moment they said that, I said, I'm throwing this tour in the trash can.
Yeah.
Something else right now.
I think BlackBerry's head's got too big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You say BlackBerry got too big, Mike? What you saying?
It's got too big.
Yeah, they did.
Because they were pioneers in the smartphones, them and Palm in the beginning, and they thought they had everything figured out, and they didn't really try to keep up. When we saw the iPhone hit and the Android come out, no, we're BlackBerry. People are loyal to BlackBerry, and they never adapted. They never did anything new, and they just fell, by the wayside for the most part.
All right, so did y'all remember the interview I think it was Steve Ballmer? And he was laughing with the iPhone. Who's gonna pay $600 for that phone? They did, right? iPhone, and it never worked. Remember that? Mm-hmm. I actually go back on YouTube and I actually watched that interview a few times, and I'm saying, boy, I'll tell you what, I bet you're eating your words now.
Yeah. Well, Apple really changed the way that people do business with phones. Even the phone companies, you probably have all heard this before, but for anyone who hasn't, the story on the first iPhone is really interesting. Apple approached Verizon initially. They were going to be the exclusive dealer of the iPhone when it came out. And they came to Verizon and said, look, we've got this new phone. Here's what it is, and here's how much you're going to sell it for. And they had the same reaction you just gave. They said, you're not going to come in here and tell us how much we're selling for and how much we're going to charge a month for access. And they said, okay, thank you very much. And they went to AT&T, and look what happened.
That is.
Verizon had to be kicking themselves for the next 5 or 6 years until they finally were able to get an iPhone.
Well, the thing about it is Verizon was, you know, Verizon still like this today, guys. And let's be honest, Verizon is one of those type of companies where they feel that they king supreme and they ain't got to do nothing. They do what they want to do, right? But they learn it because John Legend at T-Mobile is changing stuff around a little bit.
Yeah.
He changed stuff around. He come out with his uncarrier. He getting up on that, cursing them out, going to AT&T events and all kinds of stuff. And he's shaking up the market. He getting on Twitter. Oh yeah, he getting on Twitter, calling them all kinds of names, and he getting up on YouTube, calling them all kinds of duopolies and Curly, Larry, and Moe and all that. Oh, they listening to him. One thing that's shouts out to Simply Your Device. He said Amazon got an OS. That is kind of Android with a stock with a skin on top, right? That's how Amazon operating system is. I don't know. I mean, I remember Amazon come out with that Amazon phone. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, I heard it was clunky and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. BlackBerry was smart for changing CEOs. You know, the thing about when they change CEOs, I got problems when you see CEOs change. I mean, that kind of remind me of Sprint. Didn't Sprint just went through like 3 CEOs or something the last couple of years or so? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of troubling when you see people just piecing out like this. Let's see, Richard is in the building. You see the fake Richard is here. I don't know if y'all guys know, but sometimes Richard come through here. He's a Samsung Knight, but he calling himself the Apple King right now. So he kind of got a couple of accounts. Let's see, I do miss the days of Palm. Palm was good. I like Palm back in the day. I don't know, Mike. What you think about Palm?
About Palm? You know what is crazy to me about Palm is that, so back in about 2005, I want to say 2006, they had the Palm. What was it, like the 3? I can't even remember the model number. It's been so long. And I had a friend who came up and he had the Palm, and he showed me like he was getting his email and he was doing, I mean, things that you do with an iPhone. But the thing was, Palm didn't really understand that people like simple. So if you wanted to use a Palm, you had to really educate yourself about how to make it do what you wanted to do. So we had a very small percentage of our customers who stuck with Palm. They loved it. It was running circles around anything any other smartphone did in the beginning. But you take an iPhone and you want to open the music, you press the music icon. Right. You want to get the books, you press the book icons. You want a burger and fries, you press burger, you press fries, and that's all. And you can hand that to anyone of any age with any background, and it's all very intuitive. And the thing was with Palm, it could do all that stuff, which to me, when I met a Palm user, I was impressed because I knew I was dealing with someone of considerable intelligence, you know, because they took the time and figured out and understood it. But when you're marketing to 350 million people or more, you don't want 1% of that market share, you know, and this is where I think they failed, was they just kind of stuck with their system. It was great in the day, but once Android and iOS made it much easier to do the same thing that Palm did, that was it, you know. I remember people raving because in the beginning, Palm was one of the first devices that had an unlimited phone book. You could put as many numbers in your phone book as you wanted to, as long as there was memory on the phone. You could keep going, and a lot of other phones didn't do that. It was 200 entries, 300 entries, whatever. And as we know, as the world evolves, we start meeting a lot of people, right? We got business contacts. Everybody has 7 different phone numbers and emails, and Palm was on top of it. They're like, you can't limit that. You got to keep going. But, you know, they stopped. It was like they were winning the race, and then they just stated, let's stay up and not get ahead, and everyone just went past them, you know?
So is Apple going this direction? Because I'm reviewing this iPhone 10, and all I'm seeing is gestures going up. You got the hold, go up and hold. You got the swipe to the right, swipe to the left. I mean, you got the jiggy with it. I mean, what is going on with the iPhone?
This is the thing that kills me about, you know, everything, but Apple in particular, is that if you picked up an iPhone, I don't know, a 5S, you know, a few years ago, and then you picked up the phones that we're using now and look in those settings, and the lists keep getting longer and longer, and they rearrange things, and it's like every time a new version update comes out, I'm on 10.3.3 right now because I don't want to have to mess with learning where all my stuff is. I know where it is, and they rearrange it like when you go to a retail store and you go, wait a minute, I thought the printer ink was over here. Oh, we moved it to the other side of the store. Why would you do that? Well, we want to create something. From the management perspective, because I used to work in these big box stores. Oh, well, we want to create excitement, make people look in sections of the store they've never been to before. Well, as a customer, I want to walk in and know that what I want to get is right over there. And it seems like you're saying, adding gestures and moving things around. Well, as they add features, they have to put it somewhere, right? The thing that gets me is, why don't you make it intuitive by keeping things in the same order they are, then rearranging them all around? I can't answer that question, but it can be challenging. And it does seem like they're kind of going that direction.
But the thing about it is because Android users is complaining about Apple is boring, Apple is stale. Why I can't get widgets? Why can't I get this? Why can't I get that? And Apple said, okay, we're going to give you something. But the Apple users never asked for that. Apple users, they ask for all that edge-to-edge display and all this touch gesture. They like that home button. You see that home button right there? Ugh, I like that, to press that. Now, you buy iPhone 10, and now you got this Face ID, which Animoji. I like Animoji, by the way. And so you got this iPhone 10, and I got the swipe here, right? And I got the swipe here, and now I got to I got to swipe up, and I get to all it. Oh man, a lot of people say, well, if you come from Android, it's simple. But I mean, what if I buy my parents this, right? I mean, hopefully my mom ain't watching this show. Mom, if you're watching this show, how can I teach you all this, right? I mean, she ain't like that. It's like, nah, I don't want that. I want it simple. I just want to press a button, and I want a home button. So I don't know. Y'all, what they say, we millennials, right? I don't even know what the hell that word means. About like 5 months ago, I heard that word millennial, right? And I didn't know what it means. I mean, that word just came out of nowhere. The new millennials. What the hell is that? Youngsters. So they changed the name, right?
I think we're considered,
millennials. See, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I think it's like people born in like the mid 80s through like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think you're pretty accurate on that. We're actually the kids that are growing up now are actually the next generation after millennials, whatever that Gen Z or some Gen X or I don't know
Gen
what it
X
is.
or Z or something.
It's all very confusing. But let me ask you something, Eric. And you two, are you also using the iPhone 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what does everybody think about the bump? The notch on the front, because that's my big question. When I looked at that, I was like,
Honestly, with how much it was overhyped, like that it was going to be so problematic, it was going to ruin video quality, it's going to do all these things. I'm like, it literally hasn't bothered me once. Not in an app, not watching a YouTube video, not doing anything. And even one of our friends was making comments about, if you zoom in, then you have that little notch on the side. I'm like, it's the same thing with any technology as it's upgrading and changing. You're going to have kinks. You're going to have bumps in the road. The video aspect ratio obviously isn't the same as this big, and it's the same not even just on the iPhone, but there's other phones that have different aspect ratios coming out this year, or even the little notch, and it's not problematic. Are you about to show them?
It is.
I don't put anything important in this. When we shoot videos, I do not record anything worth seeing in this
on the outer frame.
Yeah, it's distracting from the video quality. I'm like, dude, no producer of any movie, of any TV show is putting pertinent information for your eyes
on the outer edge.
Yeah. Right. And you know what helped me out is I use a black wallpaper. See, black wallpaper. It works for me.
The other thing that kind of irritated me when people were getting upset about the notch is every phone has a toolbar. They all have a toolbar. Yeah. The only thing Apple did was, instead of having this empty toolbar space, they took the most pertinent information of that toolbar and shifted it up in this notch. That's not a big deal. That gives you more real estate to actually use. I was like, what?
Well, they put the cameras. They got all the cameras and all the facial recognition, all that stuff that's in there now. I mean, it's very important. It's a lot of technology that's in there, right? I think I think what happened is, think about it. Anything Apple does gets scrutinized because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Apple gonna sell 100 million in them things. People don't like that. People don't like that Apple gonna sell 100 million. When you could take Samsung, well, Samsung will probably be close, but not at 100 million that Apple gonna sell. But I mean, LG, HTC, they can't even sell 1 million. So when you got Apple selling 100, 12, 80 million phones, a lot of people hate. And anything that happens with the iPhone, everything, just like with the Pixel going on right now, people just slamming it. Just everything. Just everything, right? I mean, it just.
I've never heard so many friends so upset when the iPhone 7 came out without the headphone jack. I was like, dude, you do not charge and listen to music. I hang out with you all the time. You have never done that. He's like, I can't even charge my phone, listen to music at the same time.
He gonna start charging it now. I mean, see, the iPhone got 2,700 milliamp battery. Ain't enough juice for it to be 3,000 milliamp. Why I got 2,700 milliamp battery? I want a lot of battery. And then the people criticize, then why the hell Apple didn't give you a fast charger? And then why the hell Apple go put this old soft glass on the back? See, all this stuff here, and why the hell Apple go charge you $900 to fix this phone? See, there it is.
There's always some. I feel like Apple's in such a spotlight, not even like being like a fanboy, but they're in such a spotlight that every single thing they do, it's not even like a couple people. There's a large group of people that are just like, yeah, we gotta find a problem with this. Like the people, I'm an iPhone user, obviously. I don't dislike Android, but it doesn't fit into what I do and how I like to use my phone. They could be a Google I/O press conference. I will completely miss it. Apple press conference, you got people that have never had an iPhone or Apple product a day in their life. But they watch that press conference from start to finish just to hate on it.
And the thing is, when you think about it, they're also so big that any press that they get is good. Any criticism, anything, if you love them or hate them, just don't ignore them. That's what makes them stay popular. So I'm sure they're loving, almost equally the people that criticize what they're doing because, now they're talking, there's another headline. There's another news story about Apple. Like you said, they're in the spotlight. They're going to stay there as long as they're as big as they are. And it would take something major to go wrong to hurt that company right now. And, I don't know if you all have heard about this too. I meant to bring it up earlier when we were talking about the phone itself. I've seen a few stories, one about the 10 not being able to perform under cold weather conditions. So they're saying if you get outside and it's really cold, this could have something to do with the stainless steel frame. I don't know what it is, but they're saying that it can slow down the phone. And, the other one was the purple or the blue line that's appearing in the screen. And if you know the history on the Galaxy S7 Edge, Samsung actually had a manufacturing issue with their AMOLEDs, which they're making for Apple now, where you get your Galaxy Note and it has, the S7 Edge, before it's even been disassembled, and all of a sudden this pink line appears on the side. And we had customers coming in, and it was an off the assembly line manufacturer's defect where it showed up. And I saw a headline yesterday that said, if your iPhone 10 gets the blue line of death, and it's like, really, it's not really the death of the phone, obviously. If there's a line there, don't confuse your terms. But again, no matter what it is, unless somebody came out and said, I don't even want to say anything, but something that was so inflammatory and possibly believable about that company that could bring them down, nothing's going to hurt them. They could theoretically pump out crap quality phones for the next 2 years and they'd still be making a ton of money. I'm not saying they will, but they could, because if it says Apple on it right now, you have those coattails of Steve Jobs and the history of Apple to ride on a long time. But they've actually done something that blew my mind, because I really thought after he was gone, they were going to struggle, because you really put the life back into that company and got them back on the map. But they're still going strong. So who knows? There might be a $1,500 phone next year. Could happen.
It probably will. It probably will. I mean, because we again, the rumor have it that the possibility of a pencil coming with the next iPhone, or or a larger size iPhone. So we looking at two possibilities. We're looking at
all about the plus. I'm all about
a plus series, right? A plus series and a regular one. And you best believe your sweet Jenkins that plus series gonna be pretty expensive. It ain't gonna be no $9.99 for that plus series. 256 gig plus iPhone 11 gonna be about $14.99. So get your money ready, get your pockets ready, get your popcorn ready.
So
I guarantee you. Yep, you got to sell blood, you give us your kidneys, and yeah, you might have to go get some rainwater and sell it for pure water or something. I don't know. I mean, it can take a lot of blood to get $1,400.
A lot of plasma.
I mean, but even if Apple price does go up, it's not like the other phone prices are going to stay stagnant either. The flagship Android devices have also been increasing year to year.
Yes.
And if they with iPhone successfully selling at the $1,000 plus price point this year, yep, I guarantee you there'll be flagship Android devices starting at that price point next year as well. So all the people who are complaining that iPhones are too expensive and blah, 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 can just eat those words. Less than 12 months from now, when all of the higher capacity flagship devices are starting around that same exact price point.
If only they retain their value the same way that the iPhones do. That's the big differentiation there, you know. And I was an Android fan for a long time. I've only been using this phone for about 6 months because I want to make it my business to understand all of the operating systems that people that come to my shops have to use. But you take a look at an Android, you buy a brand new Galaxy S8, and a year later, you're not going to get 90% of what you paid for it. It's just so special.
I agree with you. I'm holding up a phone right here, and it's called the LG G6. I bought this phone when it first came out. I paid upper tiers to $800 for this phone, right? When it first came out. Beautiful phone, feels good in the hand. And about 30 days later, the value dropped about $200. About a couple of months later, the value of this phone, I can buy a bag of chips and it costs more than this phone. I mean, it is a good phone. But you're right, the value of Android phones really ticks me off because I buy phones when they first come out, which is my biggest mistake. But I'm a YouTuber, right? So that's the mistake we make as YouTubers. We buy these phones when they first come out at $800-900 price points, and not even 2 weeks later, the value go down about 40%. Point and blank, there's Cellphone. The Cellphone came out at $700+ $699 plus tax in my world is $700+ and that phone, with all the debacle and all the craziness with that phone, all of a sudden went down to a crackhead price. And what I'm saying is that if you bought that phone at $700+ you're upset right now, because if you would have waited a month, you could have bought it at $450, and we hearing that it's going to probably be $399 in the next week or so. So I mean, the value of Android devices is killing me right now, because I want to sell some of my phones, right? Sell some of my phones. How could I? I mean, if I bought a phone for $800, I'm not going to sell it for $200. I just don't see it. What y'all guys thoughts about that?
Someone, Dexter, in the comments hit it on the head. The curse of the early adopter. It's the same with anything brand new for the most part. You get it, and that price is going to change.
Somebody said my audio is bad. My audio's terrible.
I'm hearing that on this side too. I got some distortion.
It's a little awful, but you can fix that, I'm sure.
Okay, I didn't know. See that? I got people. I see people telling me my phone. How you gonna let me fix that? Let y'all talk. I'm gonna reset some stuff.
Yeah. But address something else that Albert said about customers not paying these prices. I don't think that's going to start anytime soon, especially with every carrier and even Apple itself offering these low price payment plans on phones. So you're not paying $1,000 out of pocket. You're paying tax up front and then $40 a month or $50 a month. People don't look at it as $1,000, $1,200 over the course of 2 years. They look at it as, oh, it's just $40. So I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
Exactly. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
You were paying 40. You can pay $52.75 now. It's fine.
Oh, they're gonna start adding in a small finance fee pretty soon.
Exactly.
Watch, based on your credit rating.
Exactly. We're like 52. It's only $10 more a month, honey. And then 52 will become 56, and this is gonna keep it. As long as we have payment plans.
You know, obviously there are a lot of people out here who use their devices, and they it's like, I want this because it does this. I like the way it works and so forth. But I got to tell you, I work in a phone repair shop part time, and it's amazing how many people come in because we buy and sell used phones in the stores. And they come in and say, hey, oh, you got this. Well, do you have this particular product? And it's usually going to be iPhone, whatever, right? Do you have the iPhone this? Oh, really? Well, you're using this phone right now. Have you used an iPhone before? No, I haven't. Okay, so what is it about an iPhone that you want? What is it that you like about iPhone that has changed your buying decision to choose this phone? Well, it's an iPhone. I mean, all my friends have one. In that situation, I just want to go, what? Okay, at least know why you're buying, why you're spending this much money. What is it that you want out of this thing besides to have an Apple on the back of it? I'll get you a decal. You can stick it on there and go, look, everybody, I got an iPhone. It's crazy, and it's the whole environment of consumerism starts at such an early age. We see kids wanting to have brand name. It's got to be Nike. It's got to be an Apple. It's got to be this brand name, whatever it is. And not only that, but I'm going to go ahead and put this logo out here and advertise for that company. Look, everybody, free advertising for whatever it is that I happen to be, kind of endorsing. And I get this case. This guy brought me this case. I said, man, do you have a case that'll cover up this Apple? Because until they start cutting me a check, I'm not going to go around going, look at free advertising for Apple,
Let me ask you a question. I want to get a quick mic check. I want to see if I'm good here. I'm good now?
Much better.
Yep.
Much better. You know what? I come to find out that I got my Yeti mic sitting right here, but it wasn't on. It was I actually had these old cheap $2 Samsung headphones in my ear. That's what y'all was hearing. So shouts out to everybody that waited an hour to let me know about the crackling.
Oh, it was.
So now I thought it was my Bluetooth the whole time. I lost it.
So look, it was so funny that now when I watch the replay, I'm like shaking my head like, God, the whole hour didn't pass by. But it's all good. Thank y'all guys very much for letting me know about that. Now, I do want to touch on one thing, and shouts out to Albert is in the building. We have an event coming up. We already saw the unboxing of it. And I want to get y'all thoughts on this. This is more tech news, is that we got a OnePlus 5T coming out in the next week or so. They got a keynote address. Now, it's the successor of the OnePlus 5, which is the OnePlus 5T. Now, OnePlus is a company that came out very, very good in the beginning. Never settle and give you high-end spec for a very cheap price. Over the last couple of years, OnePlus have kind of changed the model a little bit. Still a great phone. Not knocking it, but I see that they changed the model a little bit. It's coming out with 2 phones a year. And I thought about this. Shouts out to Albert. He's a OnePlus fan. I mean, he's probably sitting next to coffee, drinking the weenie right now. But OnePlus, I don't know if y'all know about this event, but OnePlus is coming out with a OnePlus 5T, which is following the same coming out with a new 18:9 aspect ratio, the same chipset, which is the 835, 8 gigs of RAM, and all that stuff like that. Do y'all have any thoughts about this OnePlus 5T that's coming out? Do y'all follow anything that's dealing with OnePlus? Because a lot of tech reviewers, including myself, we talk about it a lot, by the way. What are y'all thoughts about OnePlus?
I got nothing.
I was about to say,
nothing.
Pay attention in the sense that, like, we just stay aware of things existing. But as far as following them, I think there's kind of a pretty big gap between the power players and then the other people. And then obviously, especially with Android, not even knocking them, but it's not, there's a lot of people who can make Android phones.
Yeah.
So to try to follow all of that, it's a lot. So we kind of pay attention to what Google's doing, what Android's doing, what Samsung's doing. And then if something catches enough buzz, then we pay attention.
Okay. You know what the thing about it is, and I remember when OnePlus came out, I mean, for us tech reviewers, and I'm real deep into the Android ecosystem, and I mean, I follow Apple, but I'm really in deep with the Android ecosystem. And they got a phone coming out, and I don't know. It's just one of those. It didn't shock me, and I see Albert put in there. He said LG launched 2 phones every year, but the thing about it is, LG launches a G series and a V series, and OnePlus. I guess OnePlus do the same thing, a 5 series and a T series or whatever, but. It's just one of those things that Android it's becoming a debacle. Don't y'all agree with that? I mean, I'm just shake my head every time I'm looking at all these Android phones, especially with the devaluation of phones and stuff like that. I just shake my head. I mean, no wonder why people go to Samsung. I mean, you got Samsung Galaxy S8, Galaxy Note, you done, right? I mean, you do got some little, younger devices that be in the what these other stores is like Boost Mobile and Metro PCS and stuff like that. Those are the little tiers, but the big players are gonna be the Galaxy S8 and your Note 8 every year. That's it, right? HTC come out with, I don't know. HTC has just been kind of all over the place. The U11 is a good phone, and then they come out with the U11 Life and the U11 Plus and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, man. Where is the tech? I mean, what's going on with smartphones? And I mean, what is going on? I mean, we got all these dang on phones. Listen, I don't want to tell you how much capital I spent on phones, but I mean, it's like easy. Are you going to review? They got the Mate 10. You got this. You got that. You got everybody asking me, you going to review this? You're going to review that? And, oh, I bet you the battery life is better here. The cameras are better. It's like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, it's like you can't. I don't know. I mean, in 2018, I don't know. I am definitely reorganizing the way I do tech reviews in 2018 because it's getting totally out of hand. Because you got 60 phones get released every year. It's a lot of phones. If you get a lot of phones released here. And a lot of people want to see them. Us as tech reviewers, people want to know how good, how bad, how ugly, the phone is. And we go through this, and I'm quite sure, Mike, you repair a lot of them.
Yeah, so, and that's the thing, like you're saying, and I think we see this across lots of platforms. I just realized right now, I'm looking down to look at you guys, and it probably looks like my eyes are closed half the time because my camera's up here. But what we're seeing within the world that we live in right now is not only an advance in technology, but an acceleration in the changes that we make, in improvements in tech. So like you said, it's as soon as you get your phone, 3 months later, someone has something else that's even better, it's faster, there's a better camera. And the planned life cycle of these things just seems to get shorter and shorter and shorter. You buy a phone 6 months ago, it's obsolete. There's something that's way better than that out right now. And of course, we always want to feel like we have the best thing available. So what's going to stop any company out there from saying, well, our goal right now is to beat these guys because they have something similar to what we have. And you see it every year. Samsung has a new processor. It's faster than the, with iOS, there are some other factors in there because everything's vetted to work with Apple's apps and their operating system. But we continuously see that every few months there's something better. And from a repair perspective, I get people that come in all the time and they see these two combinations happening. One, what we talked about earlier was the depreciation of the Android devices. And on top of that, the fact that they go out of date so fast. You paid $800 for your G6, and if you came to me today and said, "Can you fix this?" and I told you it's going to be $300, you'd say, "Well, I'll take that $300 and put it towards another phone, right?" Because there's something newer, better, faster, and it's crazy because all this stuff's ending up in a landfill somewhere. If it's not here, it's getting shipped to some third world country, and they're harvesting whatever last little bit of precious metals they can get out of it, and then it's ending up in a stream that goes down to where some people drink. So, yeah, there are a lot of issues that need to be addressed with this whole situation. But not only it's not, to me, I'm not as concerned about the fact that we're advancing, but the snowball effect of how much faster things keep going. If you're curing diseases and feeding people, that's great. But if what you're doing is telling everybody what you have yesterday, it's out of date now. Where does that end up? Where does that lead to? That's what concerns me.
You know what? You bring up a good point. And this is the thing that kills me, right? Us tech reviewers, we get a phone, right? Everybody say, oh, easy. This phone camera is better than that phone camera. And I'm saying to myself, you know, I remember way back in 2014 when the Galaxy S5 came out, a Note 5 or whatever, Note 4 or whatever. Man, the cameras have been good for a long time.
Yeah.
I know a lot of these companies always talk about cameras. Let's talk about the iPhone 4. Look how good those iPhone cameras has always been good, all right, for a very long time. And I see these companies walk across the stage in the keynote addresses, and they talk about we got the best. We putting 20,000 lenses in these little bitty phones, and you got super optical image stabilization. You got 19 gigs of RAM in these phones. You got super high resolution screens and all this stuff. And I'm saying to myself, okay, you saying it's better, but you say that last year. I mean, that's you know, and at the end of the day, people fuss and they fight each other in the comments. They talk about, well, my Pixel takes better camera photos than your camera. And I'm saying to myself, in good lighting, Cafe say this, shouts out to Cafe, he's in the building. In good lighting, 90% of all phones shoot good photos in good lighting. But once you get into, you know, medium, dim lighting and low lighting and stuff, then that's where some of your devices start, you know, kind of falling off a little bit. But I think I've been saying this, racking my brains for the last year, that all phones, smartphones, flagships, so-called flagships, cameras has been pretty good. I don't know. What y'all thoughts about these? They always talk about cameras and stuff, you know?
Probably the ultimate or the next step will be some sort of VR, you know, where you take a picture and you send it to somebody and they're in the world that you're in. You know, there's always the next level to go to. And, you know, you sound a little bit like me. I'm like, well, what's the point? You know, what more do you need? We have great photos. We have ridiculously great quality on photos. But, you know, that's because we grew up in a different world. You know, we didn't have, man, when I was a kid, and I'm going to date myself here, when I was a kid, you had to wait to get your pictures back, okay? You had to take them to a place, and that's why I hated cameras. I was like, I don't have patience for this. You're going to wait till you fill up the roll, and then a week and a half later, you might get to see them if they came out right, and then somebody blinked and, you know, whatever. And now it's like, oh, delete that one, delete that one, delete that one. You know, it's crazy. But if you grew up today, and that was the status quo, you know, you already have a smartphone, you take photos instantaneously, upload them to the web. Somebody on the other side of the world sees it, and you're going, what can you do that's new? Because I grew up with this. Yeah. That's the difference. You know, the current generation is looking to the future and saying, we want to see something better. While we're sitting here going, we have amazing stuff right now.
Yeah. And you know what? I say this on my YouTube channel, and people don't believe me. People think I use DSLRs on the YouTube channel. I actually don't use my DSLR anymore to shoot my YouTube videos. I actually, and I say this, people don't believe me. Actually, I had to do a behind the scenes video because people didn't believe me. I shoot 90% of all my YouTube videos with a Galaxy S6 Edge Plus and the Note 5, 2015 phones. I don't even do it on 2017 phones. The quality of those devices of 2015 and 14 phones is still, to me, crisp, good. And people don't believe that I shoot with a Note 5. I don't use my DSLR. I actually had to make a behind the scenes video so I can show people this, that I shoot my videos with a cell phone. And people are like, you lying, man. You must be using something. How your videos look so good. I listen, I use a smartphone for this whole YouTube channel. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys something right now. And if you go to my channel, you'll see the reflection on the phones that I'm working on. You'll see the reflection in the lens from, you know, with the camera that's being shot. And I put my DSLR on the shelf. I actually use my DSLR on my scope because it has an attachment, so I can use the microscope so people can see it through there. But this right here, here's my camera. I've been using this for a long time, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, if you look at the videos that I make, I think they're sufficiently detailed and lit. And this is just an iPhone. This is an iPhone 7. It's not even the newest iPhone. If you got the correct lighting on there, you can. This thing will record in 4K. I'm pretty sure it'll take up a ton of memory, but these things have surpassed what cameras can do. You know, as far as usability and light sensors and everything else, it's mind blowing.
The question is, once we get into 2018, what could they bring to the table? What's next? What is the innovation? We've been hearing foldable displays. We've been hearing Apple might be coming out with a pen. We're hearing all kinds of rumors and stuff, right? So what is next? I mean, are we at the peak? I mean, they got to come out with something new. I mean, listen, in the next 2 months, January, we got CES. Once CES hit, we got all new, everything reset in the next 30 days, right? The next 30 days, what you got in your pocket is done. So we got CES, you got Sony keynote addresses, you got Samsung keynote addresses, you got everything is in January, February. You got the LG G7 gonna come out in maybe February, right? Everything reset. So whatever you buy for Christmas, by the time New Year's hit, it's obsolete. So I mean, so what y'all believe the next end of it? Because tablets is gone, iPad that took over everything. So what is the next innovation?
I'm going to just take a guess. By the way, I was trying to get a link on here and it won't let me for Donovan for my channel. I tried to link it and it blocked me, but it's just youtube.com/go cell phone repair. I'm going to take a guess here, Eric. I don't know what it is, but I have a strong feeling that the next development in camera technology is going to have something to do with artificial intelligence. That's my guess. I think in 2018, that's what we'll be looking at. I don't know how. I don't know how they're going to implement it, but I think that's going to be a big factor in a lot of the tech that we see in mobile devices.
Right. But y'all can think over there. What's the next? I see y'all confused over there. What's the next innovation? What y'all think? I mean, look, think about it. A car come out every year. They got to put something in the car for you to buy it, right? I mean, you got new Jordans come out every year, right? I mean, they got to do something that they come out with the retros now, so nobody will buy the new ones. But I'm just wondering, what is in technology? What is next?
I regularly, when I have time, I will troll on Facebook like there's no tomorrow. Like I'll go on Facebook and I will troll. And someone said, I can't remember, I think one of our friends, Anthony, said that the smartphone, for all intents and purposes, has reached a maturity that they've been striving to get to for years. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I stopped and thought about it. I said, you know what? No one's really innovating. Like, we talk about these new features, but no one's truly innovating, like, as far as, like, the first generation iPhone to the iPhone 4 or, like, your T-Mobile, the G1. Like, no one's innovating that hard because, for the most part, it's pretty much arrived. Right. So when you look at the next big innovation, I really have like nothing I can even think of because they really have to completely revolutionize the phone. The phone has to take a drastic.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you. I don't know where we could go at, but look, I do have a question for both of you guys. When I watch y'all YouTube channel, y'all do this great collaboration with each other. I love the way y'all do it. How give us some inside info on how y'all do this? Because to me, I know y'all are the first YouTubers that I've ever saw that, and being original is always good. Or being original is always good. How y'all do it? Like, I mean, because I do videos with my Eva twin, right? I talk to myself. I shoot like 5 hours of me talking. Then I shoot 5 hours of my Eva twin talking with a different outfit on. And it's me. A lot of people thought it was a twin. People crazy. And it's all edited, right? So it takes me like 3 days to make those type of videos. But y'all do it so good. The collaboration, y'all talk to each other, y'all critique each other and stuff like that. Y'all have different, synopsis about the product.
Dang it, hue lights.
Sorry, our lights change colors to make the kids say, hey, it's time to go to bed if they're not in bed yet. 1 second.
So y'all got the hue lights that change. That's pretty neat. But
we do. We have a video on it and everything.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Y'all go check it out. So let's see. We need to see videos with the Oracle. A lot of people said they want to see a video with the Oracle. Listen, if y'all want to see the Oracle, go to Nola Cake Studio. I got a cake channel. All right, and the Oracle does videos over there. I do all the editing, and actually I got videos over there too. So I got 3 YouTube channels. If y'all didn't know, I got 3 YouTube channels. I got a cake channel, I got this channel, and then I got New Orleans Tech Guy, which is my third channel. So so I got 3 channels. I don't know. I got 3 channels, 2 websites. I just got a lot of work that I do. But I like y'all collaborate. How do y'all do it? Give us some inside info how y'all do it.
It's a collection of, me and Sharice have been together
nearly 11 years.
Yeah, nearly 11 years. We probably spent more time together than most married or dating people would care to spend with their spouse.
Yeah.
We have like a really good connection. We share, a lot of people say opposites attract, but there are so many things similar about me and Sharice. Like, I met her at a Halo 2 tournament.
This is true.
So we're similar enough where it's never to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of this house. Who's trying to go to a bar and hang out? I need to get away from my wife. It's never been that way.
Yeah.
So literally, we have really, really good natural chemistry. It's like we don't try to fake it. We don't try to sit down and say, here's what we're gonna do. Here's the jokes we're gonna make. Here's the punchlines we're gonna make. It literally comes down to, we decide on a topic.
Yeah.
We maybe write points.
Like a loose outline of, to make sure we hit what we want to hit.
Make sure you talk about the thinness of the iPhone 10 compared to the iPhone 8. Make sure and then we literally will just go in there with this blueprint and just wing it completely.
That's all. You know what?
Honestly, I think it feels the most awkward if we try to plan it too much or stage anything too much, script it too much. For us, that just, I don't know. We definitely have a natural chemistry, and he'll say a thing. We regularly finish each other's thoughts and sentences. We'll get like 2 words out and be like,
that part's scary. That part is scary. Like, for my AirPods, this would have been yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I was like, dang it. Oh, and she's like, what are you looking for? I was like, I can't find. So your AirPods are in the bedroom, honey. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, we're very, very compatible. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just from years of experience with each other.
Yeah.
We vibe well.
Yeah.
And to answer the question in the comments, did we ever argue on camera? We had one argument when we were filming our True Life episode, and that was probably about 3 hours worth of real life argument that got condensed down about 3 minutes worth of TV argument. They picked kind of the juiciest moments that made it seem really. It made it seem like I was a horrible person. And
y'all real life celebrities. You've actually been on TV, right?
Yes, we were on MTV. No, we're not celebrities. Don't say that. That makes sense.
So we got. Listen, I know we talked about that when we first started, but some of the people that just came in. But yeah, listen, we got some real life celebrities.
Stop saying things like that.
Celebrities.
That's not
celebrities. Yes.
The worst one is we're in North Carolina, and we were in Charlotte a couple years ago, just hanging out in Charlotte. And this was probably like a year after the show aired.
Oh, that was
and this girl walks up and was like, Corey and Sharice, can I get a picture? How are the cats? How are you doing in school? And like, she knew all of our, I was sitting there like, oh, so this is why people have security, because this woman is terrifying me. I'm about to grab my girlfriend. We're about to run away.
That was awkward. But no, we're not.
So how many episodes? How many episodes?
It was just the one.
Just one.
Just the one. The MTV True Life. I'm addicted to video games.
Okay.
Or she's addicted to video games.
But so, with your thoughts about the Xbox?
I love the Xbox, but in my defense, I won't admit to being an Apple fanboy because Apple literally just works to do everything I need to do. I am indeed an Xbox fanboy. There's no qualms about it. I won't even lie. I literally love Xbox.
We're such big Xbox fan boys, fangirl, whatever, that I don't know if any of you play PlayStation or remember the TV show that PlayStation had on PSN called The Tester. But I was like literally about to get cast on that show. And then during the background check phase, they saw in my that I am a huge, huge, huge Xbox fan. And they were like, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Yeah, like I think they picked however many people they picked. I was like two from being in the number.
Yeah, they can now.
Yeah, I didn't apply. I didn't do anything. They just called me up one day and were like, hey, we saw your episode. We thought that you'd be a great fit for this. I'm like, yeah, I definitely would. I love games. And at that point, they were like, wait, Microsoft? Xbox?
We're good.
We good.
Thanks. Thanks anyway.
But to your point, I think consoles are doing a similar thing that we were just talking about with phones and kind of plateauing a little bit, so to speak. Like, the Xbox One X is dope, but at the same time, it's not as drastic as it was going to like
from the Xbox to like a 360.
Yeah, from Xbox
yeah.
to 360.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's
Yeah.
incremental.
I mean, think about this. Same thing with gaming, right? And I make this argument all the time. People be like, "You crazy, Easy." I actually prefer to play games on a console versus computer. I mean, the details is there. I mean, now you got 4K. I mean, you just put in the CD, right, and you're good to go. You don't have to go to Steam. You don't have to. And think about the horsepower that now in the computer you got to put. All I mean, God, you got to put 1,000 gigs of RAM. You got to put all these 1090, all these graphics cards in there. You got to have i7 processor. You got to, you got to spend $8,000 on a good gaming PC. And I could pay $400 on an Xbox. So I mean, I don't know.
My problem is we have to do everything to the extreme. So if people talk about. No, you can build a gaming PC for far less.
You can.
I'm sure you can.
Of course. Yeah.
What we build would not be far less. And then we need two of them.
Exactly.
So whatever your costs are for anything tech or gaming related, we're
double it.
Yeah. So we're not spending $16,000 just so we can play Destiny on a PC versus me sitting and playing it on my Xbox One X on a computer monitor.
30 frames per second. I'm good at that.
Yeah, I think
so. We got Battle. God, Star Wars game coming out next week, right? A week after next. What is that? Right, Battlefront 2. Right now, I love Battlefront because I got it on PC, but I'm not an online gamer. I like to play the missions. And Battlefront didn't work for me because it's all basically online. So Battlefront 2 is supposed to bring in the missions, which I'm excited about. And so what's your thoughts about the Battlefield? I mean, Battlefront. Battlefield. I'm thinking, well, I like to play Battlefield 2, by the way. What y'all guys thinking about that? It's coming out, next month? A couple of weeks or so, or what?
A couple of weeks. I would say, how do I want to phrase that? So, in technology and video games, there's things that are designed for you to kind of pick a side. You're on iPhone, you're on Android, you're on Xbox, you're on PlayStation. The Star Wars kind of falls in the line of you're on Battlefield, you're on Call of Duty, because it's built on the Battlefield engine.
Right.
And we are not fans.
We're Call of Duty fans.
Woo, I like Call of Duty. I'm with you on that. So, I am a Call of Duty fan.
We played the first Battlefront.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful, beautiful game.
It looks insane. But as far as like playing it, I'm probably hopefully not gonna prevent someone from clicking the subscribe button on the Tech Couple. I never really caught on to Star Wars.
Did you just duck and cover? They're not really here.
Now wait a minute. Star Wars coming out in December. Get your popcorn ready because now they already selling tickets out for it.
Yeah, I want to get on it. We do want to get on it.
He needs. That's the type of franchise that you have to see all of them. You can't just pick up in the middle or in the later ones. You have to see them all to understand the context and truly connect with the characters. So no, he's not going to see that one.
Yeah,
he's not going to see that one until he has like a full 5 consecutive days off of work where he can actually sit and watch them all.
Mike, are you a Star Wars fan?
I stopped gaming quite a while ago, So I know, hey, life, if I could get paid to do it, believe me, if I could start streaming on Twitch and something like that, I was a heavy duty gamer, but that was a decade ago. Now what I have is a 13-year-old that sits in the room next to my bench where I'm working, playing games on Xbox. And apparently all of his opponents are either gay or he hooked up with their mother last night. And I don't know how this is happening, but I just keep hearing the same comments over and over, which is fine. You know, that's what it is.
He's probably playing against us.
Maybe so. But it cracks me up. And then the other night, I heard something about head spinning and all this stuff. And I read this article about the new Call of Duty game that come out, the World War II thing. And I saw this thing on the screen, and I'm just going, man, when I was a kid, we had Space Invaders and asteroids, right? I'm watching this thing, right? And it's mind-blowing. And apparently when these new games get launched, the servers get really full a lot of the time, so everybody rushes to play them. And they said, Call of Duty World War II, so realistic, even the servers are from 1941, you know, so you get the feel of what was really happening back then. I see one big factor as an outsider of the gaming world here for consoles versus PCs, and that's the big screen. You know, when you grab a console, you can have 100-inch, you know, anything you're playing on. When you play your computer, if you want that size of screen, what are you going to do? You can't sit this close to it. So I was always a PC gamer because you could just do the keyboard commands, made it so much easier to play, you know, as opposed to what are you going to do with the joystick if you're on World of Warcraft or something like that, right? Yeah. But now everything's designed to be friendly to the consoles, so I see the benefit there. If I ever come up with leisure time, I'd love to jump back into it, and then the kid would hate me because I'd be like, it's my turn to play, you know. I have to buy my own console and my own monitor, but yeah, I think my gaming days might be over, like I said, unless I can find a way to monetize it. I'd love to do that for a living.
You know what's so funny? I actually did this the other day about a week ago. Actually, because I got a PS4. And on the PS4, you can broadcast live on YouTube. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. Well, I played Call of Duty, and I broadcast it on YouTube. I got flagged for it, and they yanked the video down in 20 minutes. I have no idea. I was like, what the hell was this? Yeah.
Well, you know what? They're really strict. Activision is really strict about that because we did a video right after E3. There was no sound in it. It was a clip from World War II, maybe 15 seconds. They demonetized
it immediately.
And it's literally flagged for Call of Duty.
Oh, man. They took the video down, and they flagged me for it. Gave me a slap on the wrist. I said, damn, what's wrong with these people, man? Why the hell you can broadcast live on a PS4, but you can't play the games?
Yeah. That's Activision for you.
God, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Let me tell you something. YouTube, this ad apocalypse, it was so funny. I was laughing. It's not funny, but I was laughing because I'm seeing some of the big YouTubers on Twitter talking about how their first video get demonetized. And I'm saying to myself, I've been getting demonetized for like 3 months. I've been fighting YouTube for months. And I'm like, every time I post a video, it get demonetized. It don't matter whether or not, except you know what's so funny? Every video get demonetized except Wine Wednesday. On Wine Wednesday, we drinking alcohol, we cussing, we swearing, and it don't get demonetized. But this stream tonight, clean, talking about nothing, no F-bombs, no nothing. And as soon as it get uploaded to YouTube, I got to send a request for a review.
Hey, you know, I have some input on that I hope will help you. But I've noticed in the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks, that every video that I upload gets demonetized, but only for about 48 hours. And I can't figure out why. I haven't requested any reviews because my feeling is like, well, if I'm not making any money, neither are they. So they need to figure it out because I'm not infringing on any copyrights. I'm not breaking any rules. I don't play music, anything like that. But for some reason, and I'm doing phone tutorials, you know, where you've got screwdrivers in your hands and I'm talking, you can't even see my face on half the videos. And they're immediately it'll take like probably about 3 or 4 hours after the upload. It'll get demonetized, but within 2 days, it automatically goes back to normal. And I have no idea why. So I think they're really still trying to figure it out.
But this is my fear, right? My fear is the first 48 hours is the most important to a tech review. Yeah. When you upload a video, that's when all your views come in at, right? So if you get demonetized and I got 15,000 views in 48 hours, that's a problem for me.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That is a problem because, I mean, once you get bigger, obviously, once you get bigger, you get more views. But if you get demonetized the first 3 hours and then it takes 48 hours to come back, that means that's a big gap of 48 hours potential, 20, 30,000 views if you get something that go viral, right? And that's money. That's a huge chunk of, but you know what else? They still show ads on the video. You would see damn ads on it, but you demonetize. What the hell is that? So you mean to tell me I see ads on a demonetized video, but I don't get paid for it. I did the work, but you get the money.
But they get all the money. Yeah, it's bogus.
All the response I've gotten from within the YouTube community is that they've implemented this new AI and they're still figuring it out. So hopefully this is a temporary problem. I know, and I feel for you. That sucks. I mean, that's coming out of your pocketbook, but you know, what do? We only have so many options when it comes to, you know, you click the review thing and then it goes. And here's the thing, that the response that I got, I don't know if you watched, there's another channel where the guy talks about YouTube creators all the time. I'm going blank on his name right now. It's called like, his name's Tim, geez, I'm going to go blank. But anyways, but he said that unfortunately, when you click that little option for them to go look at your review, you know, to review your video manually, obviously for people like us that are under 100, 200,000 subs, we're not going to be a priority. So they're not going to go, oh, let me go check this out right now. It's going to be the guy that has 500,000. Oh, well, we need to make sure that he's okay. But they're not going to go to my channel like that and go check out, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, but I think that the more that these larger YouTubers are complaining and voicing these concerns about that AI to Google, that they're going to start having to pay attention and fine tune some of those things. When you have people with 8 and 9 million subscribers complaining and their videos are getting demonetized and they're getting millions of views and not getting a penny from it, you're going to have to do something.
I wish they would. The thing, apparently, you know, this is the conclusion I've drawn from it, and we all know about, or if you haven't, if you put any keywords in your title or your description that is considered controversial, it's not, it doesn't matter what side of an issue you're on. If you discuss that issue, they will demonetize you because their advertisers a couple months back just started pulling things out, and all of it has to do with all politics and the election and current event, you know, things that are going on that are controversial. No company wants to put their brand name on anything that might turn someone off to their product. So they pulled a bunch of money out, and YouTube said, well, we're going to try to figure out a way to control that. And they always err on the conservative side of let's make sure we don't offend anyone. And we have to wait for them to go, okay, well, we're going a little too far to this side. We need to start figuring it out. So I hope, you know, because there is no competition for YouTube. You know, everybody talks about it. Well, I'll just go somewhere else. Well, good luck, because you're not going to get that kind of audience. Where are you going to go? So it's kind of like the cards are all in their hands, and we have to sit here and, you know, make suggestions and hope, like you said, that they'll listen to the big guns, you know, the ones that are really bringing them in those advertising dollars when they complain about it. I hope so too, because I feel it myself, you know. It's like, why do you take money away from? I'm not doing any. I'm not even mentioning. I know what not to talk about. You know, I don't say any of that. There it is.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question. If another community wanted to do monetization, what platform we could get it up early or fastest? I'm thinking Facebook. Facebook already got pages that's already doing the same thing YouTube is doing. I mean, they got full-fledged pages going on, right? A lot of them up there. And you do see advertisement that's pushed to those videos and stuff. And obviously, Facebook making the income off it, and the content creators are not. I think if Facebook does monetization, which I've heard that some people say you do get paid off of Facebook somehow. I don't know. I've been hearing all kinds of different things about Facebook. But if Facebook start doing monetization, just like YouTube, I think that'd be a quick platform for. It's gonna be hard for us content creators to go to a Facebook anyway. But I've heard like what there's this Daily Motion and. They had some other platforms that does monetizations, but a lot of YouTubers just not switching to the platform because we got comfortable. All our followers is here. You got 44,000. I got 15,000. I mean, how hard it is it's first of all, it's hard for people to even hit the subscribe button. That's one thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is to try to get all those followers to another platform. That's a lot of work for us, Phil. We are in a pickle.
I suspect that, you know, if we took a look at the big picture of things, and we don't really see it from our side, but I'm really doubtful of whether or not Facebook at this point in time has the infrastructure to support the amount of content. You know, people are uploading years worth of video content to YouTube every hour. So it would really take a huge build out to make that happen. That would be the first challenge. Secondly is this, and I like your suggestion, but think about it from the viewers, you know, from the YouTube subscribers perspective. Okay, so Easy Computer Solutions said I should go to Facebook. And then this other guy, Mike, said I should go to Vimeo because that's where he's going. And then this tech couple said, well, we're going to put our videos over here. So if we don't have consistency to migrate from one platform to another, we're all going to end up losing basically. So it's going to be it would be a tough challenge to take your YouTube audience and to move them somewhere else, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think it might be tough, but if people are losing money, they're going to have to figure something out. If there's another viable option for me to make money that is reliable, that is consistent, that does allow me to continue building my following, then I don't know. I do think it would be a hard sell, but I don't think it would be an impossibility. I mean, Facebook is so integral to our lives now anyway.
All you have to do is take your video and upload the first 40 seconds on YouTube and then cut it and be like, check it out. Facebook.
Click here. Come see the other one.
Oh, savage.
Well, if they're being honest with us, and I'm suspicious of any big corporation, so I'm not, you know, endorsing this, but if they're being honest with us, Alphabet, who basically owns Google and YouTube, says that YouTube is pretty much a break-even proposition for them. So they're not really making a lot of profit from YouTube. Now, obviously, they're building their advertising in there, and they have other ways to direct people where they want them to go. But from what they say, what it costs to run YouTube is not currently profitable at the current advertising rates. And looking at something like Facebook, which is 100% ad supported, that's where they get all of their money from. That's the only way that Facebook makes money is from advertising. I think it would be a sizable investment to have just the server space to put all this stuff on. I mean, really, we could upload 24 hours a day to YouTube, and they'll store that video for us at 4K resolution if we want, right? For anyone, including Facebook, to make that step, I think that's probably the biggest limit there, you know, to making that happen is to have them have the resources available that we would need to accommodate. Everyone's on YouTube. You know, look how many people are uploading to YouTube. It's insane. And I've watched the gaming channels, and, you know, so I feel like my videos go on a bit sometimes, but I've watched gaming channels that have 2, 3, 4, 5 hours worth of a game just constantly going. That's got to eat up some serious storage.
Yeah. And there's the people who stream like constantly.
Like me. I'm streaming 3 days a week. They're like, God,
that's awesome. That is awesome. I didn't know you were on here that much and you had so many channels. I want to check them out now.
I stream. I do Monday Morning Hangover. All right, it's a little short stream, 45 minutes. The name came from, I don't know, I was drunk one day and said I'm gonna call it Monday Morning Hangover. And then on Tuesday I'm on somebody else's stream, and then Wednesday I do Ladies Night, Wine Wednesday, and then Saturday this is what I do. So I'm on YouTube almost 7 days a week because I upload videos, at least two or three videos a week, and I'm live streaming 3 times a week, and I'm on somebody else's channel, and then I got 3 YouTube channels. I don't know how I do it. I don't know. It's confusing sometimes, but it's a lot of work. 7 days a week, I'm constantly working on YouTube, and not only that, but the comments. Oh my God! I mean, that's a job just by itself. Just kind of regulating comments.
Some of them we just let it ride. There's one guy. We got a new car. I guess that was about July. It's one of our first videos. So I was like, let's just do a review on the car. Screw it. Whatever. It's got a lot of tech in it. Let's go for it. And there's this one guy. He wrote Black people love Maximus, and he trolls that thread. If someone says something on that thread, 2 minutes, he's back. He's back there. I'm like, dude. Are you just sitting on YouTube waiting? Someone's gonna respond to my comment today. I just let it ride.
I really wanted to delete the comment, but I'm like, we're getting views every time they come back to continue this argument. I'm like, can I justify deleting this comment?
Well, but now remember now, here's the thing. Make sure we have, you might want to check this out, man. I think YouTube is based on a lot of stuff off of watch time versus views. I've heard some articles and I've heard some things that if you look at your analytics, you look at like watch time is becoming the most famous thing versus views. I mean, you could have 1,000 views and then your watch time would be 30 seconds. So I think, because if you notice, a lot of YouTubers been talking about this, about the 10-minute rule. I don't know if y'all guys been hearing about this, but it's this 10-minute thing. It's like you can work, if you could get a video, it go past 10 minutes, something about you could get the CEO, the SEOs could work out in your favor and all that stuff like that. I don't know. But I've heard all kinds of different algorithms and stuff like that. I'm on YouTube every day. So I be studying this stuff like it's clockwork, you know. So I don't know. I've been hearing so much stuff about views versus watch time versus SEOs versus this versus that. So yeah, I've been hearing stuff about views, because if you look at your analytics and you look at your payouts and stuff like that, I mean, you can have 500,000 views and you look at your payout, you're like, God, that's it. But some of the views don't get ad supported, and some views don't get people got ad blockers and all kinds. People hurt us a lot with ad blockers and stuff. I got ad blockers. I don't never see no ads. Man, damn, bro. Turn it off for my video. Can you turn your ad blocker off for my video, please? Or just subscribe to YouTube Red. I mean, something like. What y'all think about the ad apocalypse?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have to start selling T-shirts or something. It would be nice if AdSense would even pay decent. It's like people get this idea that you make all the, you get 1,000 views. You must make what, $1 if you're lucky. It's not like you're rolling in the cash. You got to have a lot of views to make money. But I think at the same time, it makes a lot of sense to promote some service or product behind your videos in addition to that. If you're not doing that, you're going to really struggle. Most people, I think, would struggle as publishers on YouTube nowadays. They've just cut the advertising dollars so much in the last 10 years that it's not easy money. Running a channel and monetizing with AdSense, it's probably my last choice, I think.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things that people always come and attack us YouTubers and say, well, YouTube is free. We watch it for free. Why do you just upload your videos and don't worry about the money?
Yeah.
And my response is, okay, I got all this lighting. I got all these cameras. I do all these videos. I take time out, 40, 50 hours of my time a week. If I was working 50 hours a week at $10 an hour, that's a paycheck. So when the new devices come out, they say the iPhone 10, you spend $1,100 on the iPhone 10. You want to know about it before you go out and spend it. So we go out, us content creators, we go out, we spend all the capital on devices, on the platform, on this, on that, and we make videos about that. I think it's only fair that since we put the work in, we should get compensated for it. Now, a lot of people be breaking this deal. Go get a job. I see this a lot. I don't know if y'all see it. Go get a job. You shouldn't get paid by YouTube. It's free. To me, I disagree. YouTube ain't free. You have to pay for internet provider. You got to buy a device to watch it on. You have to do something. You got to pay for some type of service to watch YouTube. You just can't just watch it for free. You have to have internet, right? So I mean, I don't know. I just be bigging it. I don't know. People be saying I'm crazy for keep saying that, but I don't know.
Well, the way I look at it, the only other option you have is for just YouTube to make money off us creating content. And there's never going to be a world where there's no ads and we don't get paid and YouTube doesn't get paid. It's just this free service.
Yeah,
so
no one's doing
it would blow up the hell.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
I mean,
if we can get paid, it logically makes sense that we should share. If I'm bringing content to you that people want to watch your service to see us, then we should be compensated. You should be compensated. Anyone who puts content up on YouTube should be compensated.
Quality content.
Quality content, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because they do got a lot of junk out there. Oh my God, they got a lot of junk out there. And I agree. And the thing about it is, when we talk about, and I say this, a lot of people say, well, I just put up videos. I don't be worrying about it. I just post my videos and I don't really care. Well, to me, I put time and effort in my videos. I mean, I sit down and sometimes I do voiceovers. Sometimes I got I put it just like y'all put a lot of work in. I mean, a lot of people think about the editing software. I mean, I use Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that software ain't cheap, by the way. Okay. Yeah. And you know, so for people that don't understand behind the scenes, you got to deal with YouTube demonetization. You got to deal with buying a product and making a video for the product.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put countless of hours in editing and countless of hours of filming. All right. I mean, you're not filming with something cheap. You filming with high quality stuff. Then you put it up there. Then after you put the video up, it don't stop right there, because you got to market yourself. So you're up there spamming it on YouTube. I mean, spamming it on all your social media. You're answering questions and stuff like that. That's this one video, hours and hours and hours worth of work. And a lot of people that are like, oh, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Just put videos up and don't worry about nothing.
Well, tell those same people to go to their normal 9 to 5 and don't worry about the paycheck at the end of their week either.
Just go to work.
Yeah.
You just go to work. I mean, what you need money for? You know, you don't need to eat.
Yeah, what you need money for? Yeah, you don't need to eat. You know, just put the video up. Why y'all complain? I hear people say, y'all YouTubers complain too much. Just put the damn video up and don't talk about why you need this and why. I ain't paying for all this. I just want to watch the video and go about my business. And a lot of people don't understand the behind the scenes. And I preach this, but people just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But if all the content creators say, you know what, I'm done, I can't do this, man. Y'all gotta pay me. Then everybody, well, we don't have no videos. You got to post a video. Please.
I think a lot of people are also a little ignorant to the fact that of how much money goes into having good quality content and good videos. Yeah. You know, I've seen it in some of our friends' YouTube channels, if you post a video even remotely favorable of a product or a company, you got paid by that company. You got that product for free. It's not that you can have a genuine opinion because you actually like something on your own. It's because you were paid to have these opinions. So they think, well, why do I need to pay for anything? You're already getting paid for this thing. And like, no, I purchased this with my bank account. No one sent me a test unit. I did not get paid for this. Apple doesn't sponsor our reviews. This is money coming out of our pockets, and we're putting up content because we think it's worthwhile and we think that we have valid opinions on them. But people, I think it's just a lack of understanding of how much goes into it and how little you're compensated for it outside of what you make directly from the channel, or like Mike was saying, with any sort of like affiliate sales that you may get if you mention a product or whatever. But even still, that can be negligible if, you know, YouTube is demonetizing.
Yeah, so let's be real. There's pennies on the dollar. I mean, I'm affiliation for a lot of people, right? And from Amazon and Gear Best.
Amazon's lit.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon affiliates, they're lit. That is amazing. I was like, screw YouTube.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to be affiliation. See, here's the thing. You got to try to do something to make capital off of somewhere, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, give you a prime example, right? I mean, we put in time. I'm taking y'all from y'all, whatever y'all doing. Y'all it's a Saturday night. It's party night, right? So I usually get guests on here that's taking their time out to come on here, and I do appreciate it. But I mean, the normal folk could be doing something else, right? But y'all do take y'all time out to do this because y'all have a passion about what you do. And everybody that come on this show have a passion about technology, about whatever they do in life. And, you know, I think it's great to get y'all got to hear all these sides of the story. And that's why I like to book a lot of different aspects so we can hear every side of the story. All right, let me get into some comments. Y'all need to strike. You know what? The thing about striking is that, think about this, right? let's go to the NFL for a second, right? With all this kneeling and stuff. You used to say that about the NFL, that they should strike. But everybody ain't gonna strike because guess what? When you miss that paycheck, that's a paycheck. So everybody ain't gonna strike. You're not gonna get a lot of people on the same page. YouTube got too many people.
Yeah.
So you won't, it won't, even if they say, okay, I get 100,000 people to strike. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. You need a lot of people, but it ain't gonna happen. Strikes are hard unless you work for a corporation that has this what they call it, these folks that forces you to strike. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. Let me get into some more comments. People who have never filmed, edit, and uploaded video don't understand that is work. Shouts out to Gary in the building. And let's see, somebody comment here say that it's true. Everybody assumed that you got paid for your opinions. Let's see, Tech for Your Needs say, what is the worst tech you guys ever owned? We're gonna answer that. Let's see, because Tech for Your Needs put that in twice. What's the worst tech I ever had? God, I got so much tech I can. The worst tech I ever had. I think I made a video about this. I can't think of it right on top of my head. But what's the worst tech have you ever had?
Samsung Instinct, hands down.
Samsung Instinct. Wow.
Do you remember the Samsung Instinct? The
yes.
iPhone killer.
The iPhone killer. Yeah.
We went through maybe 13 of those combined.
I think that we went through the Sprint store monthly. They knew us by name and face. Like as soon as we walked in, they knew what we were there for, and they were already grabbing a replacement out of the bag. That phone was awful.
I try to tell people who praise their notes and their galaxies, don't forget where y'all came from. Y'all made an instinct. That phone was trash. That was the worst thing I ever used by far.
Yep. Mike, what was your worst tech?
Oh, what was this thing called? I had this. I probably should say in general, because I kind of have, this is my pet peeve overall, and I'm trying to recall the model right now, but I think the worst brand tech I ever bought has been HTC. Sorry. I had this HTC Vivid that when you turn this phone on, you don't ever power the phone off, because when you turn it on, it will be updating applications for about 15 minutes just to power the phone on. So it would see updating 30 applications, and then a couple days later it was updating 50 applications. It got to the point where it was updating 122 applications. I don't know what they were. They weren't apps that I downloaded, but it would take me, no joke, 15 to 20 minutes to even use my phone from the time that I powered it on. And they have not, from a repair perspective, you talk to any technician that works on phones, and HTC is not anywhere in the top 10 devices that you would ever want to open up with a screwdriver. Like we see people walk in, and really, I didn't own this one, but the M7, the HTC One, the M7, the very first phone that had the HTC One name on it, that was the biggest nightmare ever. I've never met anyone who wants to even look at that phone again. So I hate to say it, but that's got to be at the top of the list for me.
Right. So the people that follow this YouTube channel, Tech for Your Needs, just told me blue phone was my worst phone. Right. I had a blue, I don't know the model. It was a blue phone I got. That was, and I do funeral videos on my YouTube channel, by the way. If y'all didn't see, I made a funeral video of that blue phone. It was one of the worst phones I ever had, was that blue phone. Battery life lasted about 30 minutes. Yes, and we talk about 2016 phone here. This was no old phone. This was like a 2016 phone. The battery life was about 30 minutes. The screen was about 420p. It was big, 5.5 inch. It was a blue 5.5. I don't know what the name of it was, but it was the screen was like 480p. The battery life was about 30 minutes. It was slow, it was sluggish. I think it ran like a MediaTek, a 2012 MediaTek processor. It was terrible. I mean, that was the old blue phones back in the day, but they did release that phone in like 2016. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Let's see. And I see everybody putting their worst phones in here. Let me get to some of the comments. Let's see. Man, I can't think about my worst phone. Put in your worst phone in the comments so I could point them out. My worst phone was a T-Mobile Wing. You know what? I had the Wing. The Wing was okay to me. It was small, but if I'm not mistaken, that phone battery life was terrible. Let's see. That thing locked up, froze up, completely froze up multiple times, and so. Yeah, I could imagine that. Blue phones are rebranded crap. Chinese phone. Now let me ask y'all guys a question. When we talk about Chinese phone, you know I hear that a lot. What phone is made in the United States? Any phone made in the United States besides Blue?
Crickets.
See, that's what I'm saying. Most phones are made in China, right?
You might get some response if you said,
right.
Are there any phones that aren't made in China outside of Samsung?
So when we hear cheap Chinese phones, South Korea and China, that's where most of your phones come from. So when we hear Chinese phones, most of your majority of phones come from China. What phones are the easiest to repair? That was a question to you, Mike. What phones are the easiest to repair?
As far as I would say in general, if you just did an overview of phones completely, probably LG. LG's got one of the easiest disassemble and put back together for the majority of their phones. iPhones really aren't that tough when it comes to doing the screens, which a lot of people, I could teach somebody in 30 minutes how to change out a screen on an iPhone 7 or I would assume an iPhone 8. I haven't cracked one open yet, haven't had to. But those are probably two of the easier ones to work on, LG and Apple. Samsung really isn't that tough either, except for the fact that they have their back panels adhered. So they literally have the glass on the back stuck together with an adhesive, and you've got to get through that adhesive without breaking it. But outside of that, they're pretty simple on the inside too.
Well, a heat gun and suction cups usually get them off.
Heat gun, suction cups, pry tool, a little rubbing alcohol.
Tools, right.
Get underneath there, and not a problem.
So Gary said the Zeus Zenfone SE was the worst phone ever. Michael said the LG V20, I got a refurbished phone and the charger port was broken. No returns. Can I get it? Can it be fixed?
If it's a charge port, yeah, V20, I think that's got it's soldered on the board. I'm pretty sure it should be repairable.
Yeah,
I can't see.
So check him out. Hit him up on his YouTube channel, and we hit him up on the DM and see if you can send it to him, and he see your invoice, and you get it fixed for you. There it is.
Yeah, shoot me a message or put one on the channel or whatever. Yeah, LG, not a problem.
It. Yeah, it is. See that? Look, that's what we here for. We here to help you out.
You got to get the affiliate link for his channel though, since you got the referral.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna start advertising on your channel.
Yeah. Look, check it out. I mean, I actually, it was so funny. I had a not last week, but I think week before last, I had a young lady on the show. She for Wine Wednesday, she was promoting her book. And as soon as she promoted her book, the next day I'm getting emails from everybody saying that they purchased a book on Amazon. And so I'm like, wow, so stuff works. So coming on the show works. So, come on there, you get subscribers, you get people want to inquire about this, that, the other, stuff like that. So it works. This is what this platform is about, by the way.
Me and I'm going to send you a t-shirt that just says the Tech Couple subscribe on it. I want you to wear it on Saturday.
Yeah, but look, check this out, right? See, look at this. They call me the Tech Preacher. So I put it on the back of my shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to get you a shirt in the mail.
Yeah, so I got the Tech Preacher, and I make I got my shirts, YouTube, and all that stuff. So I do shirts too. So I got a little stuff going on. This it works out, man. Let's see. Michael say Eric the best. You know what? I'm not the best. I just put the platform out there. I don't think I'm the best. I just think my whole purpose is to help people. I don't ask for anything. I just help people. People support the channel, and I really do appreciate that. And but if you notice on this YouTube channel, I got a tutorial video going out tomorrow about how to fix. See, I do a lot of computer tutorials, so I got a computer tutorial going out tomorrow for a desktop. How to reset your computer without using a disk. That's been one of my biggest questions at all these tutorial videos. Is always because you got partitions on most computers, but I did a video on how to do it without a disk. So I got that video getting posted tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody could check it out, and hopefully that will help out the people that still rocking Windows 7. Because most of my repairs, and I do computer repair too, most of my repairs is Windows 7 viruses and stuff like that. You know, slow. You know, this, that, and other. So now, shouts out to all my clients. I always do videos about them. I turn the camera on. I do a video about me repairing a client's computer. It's pretty fun because I always tell people to watch my YouTube channel and save money. But a lot of people say, I ain't got to be going through all that. Just give it to me and I'll fix it. No big deal. But I make videos about it. So every time I get a client's computer, not all the time, but some of the times I just pop open the camera, and then as I'm repairing the computer, I just record myself and I edit. I mean, it takes literally hours and hours and hours to redo Windows, but you know, I just edit it out, but it's fun. Let's see. Eric is great and humble. Thank you. Let me tell you something. People, as I've been doing this YouTube channel, I was going to do a rant video because as I started doing this YouTube channel 3 years ago, and as I've been every year that passed, y'all see me progress. It's called progressing, right? You see things changing. Well, everybody don't like change. When I first started YouTube, I wasn't doing no video editing. I would just popped up the camera and just shot a video. But now, then I bought all this high-tech stuff. Right now, I'm doing editing and all kinds of stuff, kind of make it look pretty. And now the people get pissed off at me and say, well, I like the old Easy. I don't like the new Easy. I say, it's called going to the next level, folks. It's called progression. I never forgot where I come from. I don't know why people criticize me for say easy. You forgot where I come. Every week I come on this show and I show love to everybody. I'm humble. I don't get up here and be cussing people out and stuff like that. I just come up here and I be humble. People curse me out, calling me the N-word. I get that called a lot. And I just move forward. I don't get upset about it because I'm on the internet. You, the people on the internet, they got what's called Twitter fingers, right? I can say what I want on the internet. And that's the thing. A lot of people do say what they want on the internet. And I can, listen, let me tell y'all a couple of something. You only got 700 subscribers. Let me tell you something. Once you get up there, I promise you, it's going to be so much hate. And I don't know why, but it's going to come out of nowhere. We call them trolls. Mm-hmm. They come out of everywhere out of, I mean, they just come out the woodwork and they curse you out for no reason. Now, one of the things that I don't understand, why do Android people come and watch Apple videos and get on there and say, Note 8 for the win, Note 8 for the win. You know, Apple's garbage is trash. And I'm like, oh, I'm just making a video about it, man. I mean, it's either way, right? But you got, but I very seldom see Apple people come to Android videos and just say, you know, iPhone 10 for the win. But you see Android people hit all Apple videos and say, Apple suck. It costs $1,000. You know, I can do that on Android. We got facial recognition on Android. We got widgets. We got good battery life. And I'm saying to myself, but this is an Apple video. What are y'all thoughts about that?
For us, it's almost like, and this might be a little of the troll in me coming out, so you have to forgive me. For me, it's like, I use my iPhone. I got an iPad right here. We're streaming from an iPhone 8. And I love the way everything works. So I don't have any complaints. I haven't seen anything, and I try to stay kind of loosely ears to the ground on what Android's doing, because there are some things that I really think are dope about Android. For the most part, I don't feel a lack, like I'm missing something, so I need to hate on you. And I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, Apple gets so much attention that it's like, no, you can't forget about Android. No, they!
And look, I'm gonna let y'all talk. I got to go to the boys' room, but y'all go and finish y'all conversation.
That's funny.
Hey, I want to say one thing because you two obviously have a very specific niche, and I'm sure you'll do well in a gamer couple together that do tech stuff and videos. That's awesome. And, you know, like he said, and I'm sure you already know this because you're online playing other people. There's a lot of people that talk, right? And, you know, I'll tell anyone, and I've talked to young people that I think have talent that could get on YouTube. And the first thing I tell them is, you better have thick skin because people are going to come on here and say things they would never say to you face to face. And you just got, if you can't let that roll off, then they're accomplishing what they set out to do, and that is to make you feel bad. So that's all water under the bridge, right? I'll pay. Well, he said people come on there and start talking to you and say, you know, hateful things. Hey, I'm sorry if you're not happy with your life. I really am. I have pity. I really have pity for anyone like that. Seriously, and I'm not just saying that to say, oh, well, you're mad. No, I really don't understand how people could be so unhappy that they feel that they have to lash out on a YouTube channel, you know, on YouTube, come on. But beyond that, what he said about the Android thing, and I'm right in the middle. I'm not really loyal to either brand or company or platform or anything like that. My goal is to help people fix their phones. And if I can fix it, great. And the easier it is, the better. But it's interesting, like you said, that you do see a lot of people come in and say, oh, well, my brand that I represent, my team. And remember, as humans, we have this on a very primal level, this propensity to become signed up on this side of whatever it is. You know, if you don't stand for something, you don't stand for anything. So you have to choose a side. And even if you don't agree with it 100%, you're either on this side or on this side. And that's how we have evolved and survived as humans, because we had to fight the other team all along, right? It's kind of like what all sports come down to. You know, you pick a team and you're loyal to that team. So we see that when we see it in the tech world, it's kind of funny to me. Because when I see people talking tough, and I'm picturing the person on the other end of the conversation, going, man, this is your arsenal right here. That's it. That's come on, man. Don't be acting like that. But more than that is that we find another phenomena that takes place is that when you invest in something, when you put money into something, there's a psychological mechanism that makes you want to believe that you made the best choice. And if you have any doubts in your mind about the confidence of that choice, you're going to immediately defend what you did. You're going to jump on there and say, oh yeah, well, I dropped $1,000 on this phone or $800 on this phone because it's the best and it's better than yours because of X, Y, and Z and all these different reasons. I go, why do you got to prove that to me?
Exactly.
Why do you feel obligated to convince me that you made a good decision? You did or you didn't.
You made the best choice for you. And
yeah, you make your best choice and be happy with it. But the moment you really have to try to convince me that you're right and I'm wrong, I think you lost. You know, I really feel like you don't have a strong position that you're coming from. You're trying to rationalize and go, let me convince you that I'm right. Well, if you didn't convince yourself already, then you're questioning what you believe. So for whatever it's worth, that's the way I take it. When people try to change my mind, I go, you know what? Put the facts on the table, and I'll try to look at it objectively and say yes or no, or you're right here, or you're wrong there. But the moment I start saying, hey, you guys, you should really listen to what I'm saying because I'm right, and here's why. You already know I don't feel that strong about my position. That's why the whole fanboy phenomena kind of just, you know, it's entertaining when you watch it. Yeah. Well, my phone, I don't like it because it doesn't do this. Oh, yeah, well, if you jump through these 9 hoops, you can make it do that. Well, that's not the choice for me. I didn't want that, you know? Exactly. I wanted it out the box to do what I wanted to do, and I'm happy, you know? Exactly. It's crazy.
And that's kind of my position. Corey falls more on the, I'll go back and forth with someone's side, but me,
I'll be getting bored.
You do.
Well, you said you're troll. You're a self-confessed troll.
He's a self-confessed troll. I can't make myself care enough about what made someone else happy or what made them make that buying decision, what empowered them to spend their money on this thing. I do prefer Apple products, but that's just my preference. You know, they work well for me. They do what I need them to do. I don't feel a need to go look for something else. I'm not getting paid by Apple to sell products for them, so I don't really feel a need to convince you to buy it either. I'll tell you what I like about it and why it works for me and my life and the things we do around our house or what I do outside the house or how it makes me feel more comfortable and safe with our kids. But I'm not here to try to convince someone else to buy something. If it's what you want to do with your money, then fantastic. You bought a thing. Good for you. I'm not going to come on your video about the thing that you chose to buy that I didn't see as much value in and knock you and get furious and making typos and all kinds of things because of what you chose to buy. I also sit back and just look at the comments like, who really cares that much? Like, how do you have so much time, whether you're an Android fan or an iPhone fan or whatever fan, you know, maybe you're still in the HTC loop, and come on other people's videos about devices that you admittedly don't care for just to make negative comments? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
You haven't saw anything. You haven't saw anything where you have people, and this happens to my channel a lot. They write a paragraph, a book. I mean, it'd be like 1,000 words of why you don't like this and why you hate me and why this video suck and why this and why. And I'm saying to myself, after I got to like the first 3 words, I hit the delete button. So you sit up there for 3 hours typing that up, and it took me 5 minutes to delete it.
It's like, oh, okay, this has no value. Delete.
I didn't know some of the acronyms that are the shortcuts used on the internet. I didn't always know. So when I found out TL semicolon DR, when I realized what that meant, too long to respond.
Like, sorry you wasted your time on this. No, we did a video a few months back when we first got our new Maxima, and there are people coming on this Maxima video to tell us that we should have bought this car or that car. And I'm like, literally, what did you think? Did you think we were going to take it back to the lot? Like, you know what? This guy on YouTube said that we should have got this Audi instead. So here you go, Nissan. Give me my money back. Like, I'm just sitting here wondering, like, genuinely wondering, what is the purpose? Like, what do you think is going to come? What outcome are you hoping to yield from this comment? Like, it's just, it was so many, not so many of them, but the few of them that I saw were just, you know, for this amount of money, you could have bought this. I'm like, okay, well, I bought what I wanted to buy, so thank you.
You're supposed to feel bad about it now, I guess.
We did no research at all. We just bought a car.
We didn't even test drive this first. You know, we just went there. We said we want that black one, and we got it home. You know,
you should have bought a Tesla.
The Max.
Why you bought that?
You know, someone was like, well, you know, for $25,000 more, you could have got a Mercedes. I'm like,
why don't we add an extra $100K and get a Lambo?
Dang.
Why stop there? People just, I don't know, comments are amazing.
You know, but you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I did not know this. I got shell shocked on YouTube. I didn't know it was like that. Nobody didn't teach me. Ain't nobody told me anything. I went in the head first. And all of a sudden I get slammed. What comments? What the hell is what this guy talking about? I'm like, what the? Were you cursing me out? You calling me N-word? I didn't know. I didn't know. I actually made a video. I got pissed off one day. This guy was on the store. The guy accused me for stealing Flossie Carter videos. He said, you stole Flossie Carter videos and uploaded. Now, mind you, on all my YouTube videos, I got the New Orleans Sync sign on all my displays, right? Now, if you know Flossie Carter, he's from up north. Obviously, not from Louisiana. So if you see New Orleans Sync stuff, how could it be Flossie Carter? So it was so funny. I got so upset because me and this guy was going back and forth for like 2 hours. He fussing at me, talking about he gonna report me and all this. He gonna call the police and all this. What kind of crap is that? So I did a live stream. I just popped open the live stream. I was pissed, going off. Son of a bitch, you like, you know, people in the comment like, damn, Easy, what's wrong with you, man? Son of a bitch. I'm like, you know, they're like, oh man, I then he came on the stream. The guy came on the stream and said, oh, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, hey, man, you gotta be real, man. You can't come on my YouTube channel accusing me for something I ain't never do.
Right.
And, But after that, I realized that you have to have patience. You have to, you know, be a bigger person and know that they just behind a computer screen typing. And you have the power to delete the comment and delete that person, to block them. because just like we do these streams, I've done many streams where you got idiots that come out of nowhere that will curse you out, and then they get their little 2 minutes of fame. That's why I got moderators in here that just get rid of them. And you know, as y'all progress, you know, you Mike, you already passed me, so you probably ought to get this already. But for y'all that progress into the YouTube game, great videos y'all have, great collaboration videos. But once you get past the 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 subscriber rate, you're going to start seeing a different algorithm, because you're going to be on something totally different. The people will come out the woodwork that's going to criticize y'all for doing this and criticize you for doing this and for no reason. Not saying that good video, I like the way y'all do this, or maybe saying you made a mistake by saying this or whatever. Something real constructive criticism is fine. But when people get on there and curse you out, talking about y'all suck and this, that, and the other, you're the N-word and you should die and all that stuff like that. See, when people say that, then you like, you know, why? But it happens.
I mean, I think that I've already gotten my thick skin to that.
Xbox World.
I said primarily after the True Life.
I was going to say, you had lots of experience on online gaming, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, playing Call of Duty, and especially being a female with a girly gamer tag, it's Miss Betty Boop. So by default, they either assume that I'm a dude pretending to be a girl because I'm actually good, or as soon as they realize that I'm a real woman, they're cursing me out, calling me a lesbian, calling me a B, saying I must be on welfare with 17 kids, why I got time to be on X. I mean, I've been called every name under the sun. I'm a woman and I'm black.
My favorite was a fat lesbian in a trench coat. That one put me on the floor.
Halo 3. I remember that comment. We were playing Halo 3. I still remember that. That was many years ago.
I cried for like 3 minutes in tears. I was dying.
But yeah, I used to get that a lot on, well, not used to, we get that a lot on video games. But then after the True Life episode aired, you know, in the comment sections on any videos about the episode, or people had entire forums dedicated to just ripping me apart based on my physical appearance, as if that has anything to do with my quality as a person or a gamer or my opinions. Because I'm a woman and I have opinions and I'm putting myself in front of people, of course now I'm giving them permission to critique me on my looks in a way that they would never do to a man instead. So I'm looking and they're just tearing me to shreds. I'm like, you know what? Screw people and their opinions. It's kind of something that I developed a very thick skin to a long time ago. And even though we're clearly not at the 45,000 subscriber or 15,000 subscriber mark, but even still already as a woman, especially a Black woman in the tech space, I already get those kinds of comments, you know? So I think that I'm probably one of the least sensitive people on YouTube, just because life has kind of forced me to be that way. There's no way that you can be a gamer, especially a female gamer, doing anything online. And you said you're not a huge online player, but we are. We play, if we're gaming.
We were playing Destiny right before this started.
That's why I was late coming, because I played Destiny like until the cutoff. But yeah, it was, you know, it's impossible to game online these days and not develop a tough skin, because people will, if you're remotely sensitive, if you let them think even for a second that they got to you, that's it.
Yeah.
One of the things we learned was, like, don't let a person who doesn't know you have any influence over you. Yeah. So, like, my family, my close friends, they can hurt me. They can say stuff that'll hurt me. But, like, a random stranger who has no idea who I am, you can get the middle finger, Sam. I don't care.
It's all part of the game, right? I mean, at this point, when I see a disparaging comment on my channel, I'll just play into it. You know, I'll play the game with them. I'll say, hey, thanks for commenting. Thanks for putting that extra view on there. Whether you know, a dislike is almost as good as a like. It really goes into the algorithm that says it's an interaction that you had. Thanks for coming here. I appreciate it. And really, when somebody criticizes and they go, you know what? This sucks. You should have done this instead. I will entertain that idea. I'll say, you know what? Let me ask you this. I sincerely am curious as to how you think that, you know, while doing those two things, I could have overcome this issue that you have. And what's weird is people will mellow out when you respond to them a lot of times. If you're reasonable and you go, okay, I'll put aside your immaturity and, you know, your name calling and say, listen, let me ask you, if you were me, how would you have handled this? And all of a sudden it's like, well, you know, what I was saying is this and that. And then sometimes you'll have your subscribers will come to your defense like, what are you talking about, man? Shut up. You know you're wrong. Why are you doing this? So
they get served
it's all good.
Humble pie.
Yep. Kindness.
That's it. And you know what? At the end of the day, you know, we come on here, we have some fun, and you know, sometimes we need these forums to kind of to air out some of our frustrations, because I tell you what, I have to sometimes. That's why I got Telegram groups and I got all kinds of different groups, because when I get upset, I always like to air out my frustrations in some of these Telegram groups. So check me out on Google Plus and check me out on Telegram. All right, so we're right at the top of the hour. Actually, we passed the top of the hour, so we went just a little tab longer than we usually go. I want to give a huge shout out to you guys that come on today. Thank y'all very much. I'm going to give y'all opportunity to spam y'all YouTube channels one more time to everybody that didn't come on earlier. So let's go on. The tech couple is in the building. Hey. Let everybody know how to get in contact with you, how to subscribe to your channel, and let everybody know what you do.
Before we do that, thank you so much for the invite.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciate it. We had a blast. But since we have this shameless plug opportunity, that girl,
I'm Sharice.
This guy
is Corey.
We are
the Tech Couple.
You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/the Tech Couple. We are into tech, but we are trying to cover everything from a different perspective. Anything involving technology, something technical, something that realistically you think would be cool, we try to cover that in a way that the people who are really smart would understand and wouldn't feel isolated, like these two guys are dumb, but not so high level
that we alienate
someone who's not really into all things gadgetry.
You know what I like about the YouTube channel is that y'all really pushing in some pretty good views for under 1,000 subscribers. So you know what tripped me out?
We're going for it.
We're trying.
People just don't hit the subscribe button. I noticed that millions of views and I got 15,000. I'm like, do anybody hit the subscribe button? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does. So shouts out to y'all. Y'all really doing y'all thing. I really like y'all perspective. I really like what you're doing. And everybody go to their YouTube channel, check them out. They only got 785 subscribers. Go to hit that subscribe button. Check out their channel.
That increased since we started.
It did. So thank y'all.
I feel like they definitely went up.
Thank you. And I really do appreciate you coming on the show. Mike, let everybody know how to get in contact with you about your YouTube channel, sir.
Hey, I would also like to say I'm definitely going to subscribe to both of you, the Tech Couple, and to the Easy Computer Fix. This is awesome. I got to say, really, before I do my plug, I just want to acknowledge Eric. You have inspired me, man. I do like maybe 3 videos a week or something, you know, maybe 10 minutes. And I'm saying this guy's on here every single day. And really, YouTube is what I enjoy doing. And I'm just, you know, I need a reason to say, hey, why don't you just do this more? And you've given me that. This format is awesome. And I'm going to contact all of you, both of you offline, because I'd love to have you come on my channel. I do a live stream once a week. So for anyone else who's watching, every Monday at 2 p.m., I do a live stream. It's all about phone stuff, tech. I have a podcast. I've got a web page. You know, all my stuff is about phones, basically. But I would invite you all, and thanks for everyone who interacted here. Subscribe to my channel. It's YouTube, obviously, Go Cellphone Repair. My website is gocellphonerepair.com. My Facebook is Facebook.com/Go Cellphone Repair. It's all the same thing pretty much. So you can find me easy enough. The only thing I couldn't get was a Twitter handle because it wouldn't fit there. So it's Fix My Cell Phone. Because Go Cellphone Repair wouldn't fit. But hey, I'm just really pumped. This was a lot of fun. I was hesitant to give up my Saturday night, but I have no regrets right now. This is awesome. I actually even learned a lot here. So thank you all very much. I hope to do something with all of you in the future as far as a project. I'm all about collaborations. That's what makes everybody win.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You know what? And again, I love doing this, man. I think this like my calling. You know, when my producer he say, "Hey, look, you got some good people coming on this week." I say, "Kevin, I got good people come on every week, but sometimes it's special. It just gets special every week. Every week. Last week I had first time I had sustaining of developers on here. The guy that made that program was on my show. I couldn't believe that. It's one of those things that I feel blessed and privileged to do this, and I won't stop doing it. And you know, I will. It don't matter if I got 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers. Doesn't matter. I will have this platform available. That's one of the biggest things that hurts the industry. Was some subscribers get so big they don't do some of this stuff, and I'm glad I do this stuff, and I'm going to continue to do this. I want to appreciate this and shout out to Andre. He just gave me a $5 donation. Thank you very much. The super chat is wide open. I really do appreciate everybody that hit me up on super chat. Also, I got a Patreon account. Hit me up on Patreon, and also please, I just started a new Google Plus. If you're not following me on Google Plus, what's wrong with you?
Truthfully, I didn't know Google Plus still existed.
Booyah!
I didn't want to be the one that said it.
By the way, I appreciate the value of trolling. So that's the one exception to all these negative comments. When you're doing it for entertainment, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's one.
So it's all good. Thank y'all very much for coming out. Thanks everybody for coming out. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Don't forget about Monday Morning Hangover. That I'll be right here bright early. And I'm trying to do this battery test. Everybody say easy. You gotta do another battery test. So the battery test I did a live stream battery test. It was like 9 hours live streaming. A lot of people want me to do it again. Listen, it takes time, it takes coordination, it takes a little effort to do that. So I'm gonna try to see if I can squeeze that in this week to try to do a 9-hour battery test. If you want to watch me live for 9 hours, I'll be right here just doing a battery test. So I'm trying to do it this week coming up. If the Oracle give me the seal of approval, and you know, I don't have a lot of running to do, and I don't have any videos that I got to edit, I'm gonna try to do that live stream battery test. All right, thank y'all very much for coming out. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. I will see y'all Monday. Peace out.